Hello and welcome to another stream. My name is Ray, and with me here, my lovely co-caster Snipe.
Hey everyone, how's it going? Glad to be back and excited to cast some more BSL Chobo League and GosuLeague for you guys. GosuLeague today, but you know.
Yes, exactly. We have the BSL 9 GosuLeague round of 32 groups C and D for you today. Will be some awesome games. I hope you have caught the last stream on Tuesday from groups A and B, and now we have Thursday for group C and D here. So from now on, every Tuesday and Thursday you will see some GosuLeague casts, usually on this channel on Thursdays and on the other channel on Tuesdays. So that's how GosuLeague streams will be in the following weeks. Yeah, and before we jump into the first game, I would say we take a short look at the players we have here in Group C and D. So let's switch to the bracket. Yeah, Group C, as you can see, we have one of the probably strongest players in this season GosuLeague is TY2. I think we don't need to introduce him.
Yeah, expect him to make it out.
Yeah, I think he played in Pro League before, right? Last season.
Yes, definitely.
I think he got pretty far as well in Pro League, so he's a very strong contender for the win here in the GosuLeague. And his opponent in the first game will be Warpig, aka Webeth, an Argentinian player. Yeah, will be a ZVT. And in the next match we have Tech. What was his aka again, Snipe?
Taquito, Chile player from Chile. DM Tech. He's from the DM clan, if I'm correct.
Yeah, if you have any more infos about any specific player, AKAs or teams or nations, just tell us in the chat, guys. And the fourth player in Group C is Jiraiya. I think he's from Sweden, also a very strong player, a Zerg player
American.
here. Oh, he's American. Okay, then I
At least according to the BSL ladder. Yes.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, my mistake then.
I gotcha. Yeah.
Yeah, and I think we will take a look at Group D when it's time for it. First, we will focus on Group C here. We will jump into the first game between TY2 and Warpig. Yeah, is there anything left to say?
No, I think we should get into the game. I'm excited to see this. I do know Sabbath was in not Pro League, Chobo League last season, and TY2 was in Pro League, so this might be a little bit of a mismatch in TY2's favor, but
Yeah.
you never know. Terran can definitely bring some stuff that Zergs have trouble dealing with, so we'll see.
Yeah, we will see indeed. So one last thing, as always on these streams, on my stream specifically, whenever you have any suggestions, any feedback, any comments, always put them in the chat. We will try to read all the chats during the game sometimes, but surely after the game as well, between the games. And yeah, so tell us your thoughts. And I think with that we will jump into the first game. The map will be match point in this TVZ between Warpig and TY2.
Are these all best of threes? Do you know?
Let me check. 1 second. They are not best of threes.
Okay. First game's their best of one. Then okay.
Okay, so here we have the first game. So in the top right of match point, I will change the color to red and blue. In red we have our Pro League player from series previous season. It is TY2.
And in the bottom left from Chobo League last season, we have Ash Sabbath from Argentina, the Blue Terran. So What do you think we'll see on match point? I know the rush distance is a little bit longer than most maps, so maybe aggressive strategies aren't quite as viable, but that doesn't mean we won't see that because, Tai2 style. He can do anything.
So, I mean, ASL just finished, and I've watched all of those games, and we had match point in that, and I saw a lot of flash games and light games, and like Queen and Chosen, and it was always some tricky stuff on match point. The Zergs mostly opened Mutalisks, and then they went into some weird lurker all-ins or just very low economy play. But we'll see what we can find here in this game. There is a pool and the gas already going up.
Yeah, so 9 pool speed looks like coming out of TY2, so he's going to definitely be looking to put on that early pressure. We'll have to see. Sabbath is starting a wall here up at his natural, and that's quite wide open. Like, this is a pretty big choke, so if Tai2 gets there quickly, I think he's going to be able to get a lot of damage. Like, I don't know. He's going to need to pull SCVs or something to defend this for sure.
Yeah, and we have a comment in the chat by Foxan here, 90 APM for our Pro League player actually, and a lot of APM for our Chobo League player from previous seasons. So here you can definitely see APM is no indication of skill, as you should know if you're a watcher of my stream.
Or if you know me at all. But no, I mean, 2i2 taking it easy maybe. So Sabbath is now going to see these lings coming across the map. We'll have to see what the reaction is. He is pulling a second SCV, presumably to start some kind of a wall here. Okay. Bunker.
Yeah, I'm not sure. The speed is halfway done. I would predict that TY2 will probably not commit until his speed is done. But when it's done, he will just run by and do a lot of damage if he doesn't make this wall link tight anytime soon here.
Okay, we do have a command center coming down to help wall and a supply depot, so it looks like TY2's held off for now, but he is continuing to make lings and send them across the map here.
Yeah, the speed, we'll check the speed. It's done now. So can he do anything with that speed now? Oh, and it's not link tight.
Oh no. 4 lings get into the main.
All
That's
those
never
buildings for nothing.
In the hands, especially in the hands of a player like TY2, he's just going to be able to do a lot of damage with these lings, and it's just going to be such a headache for Sabbath to try and deal with. Like, he's going to pull a couple Marines back, but in doing this, there's going to be an opportunity for those lings to run by, some more lings to run by again. Like this, he's in real trouble here, I think.
Yes. Many people just leave games if there are 4 Zerglings in your base against a good player. And now there are even more than 4, and the bunker is probably going down. There's no SCV to repair, there's only 1 Marine inside, and now this wall is breached, and I think there's no real hope for Zabas to defend this attack anymore here.
Yeah, he's pulling some more SCVs, he's trying his best, but another Marine goes down, another one. He's lost all his Marines now. He's lost that bunker, that CC's not even going to finish, and TY2 is just going to pick apart this wall and probably take the game here.
Yeah, so that happens if you don't have the wall link tight against a player who went for fast speed links. And I think, I'm not sure, is there any Marine left in the middle line? No, there's not. So he's building a bunker, but if you have no Marines to put them inside the bunker, I think the bunker itself is not gonna help you.
Yeah, I mean, he's trying to buy time for these 2 barracks he's got coming up, but there's no way he's gonna be able to delay these lings long enough to get a Marine out, and there he goes, taps out. So very, very fast first game, and kind of the result we expected, but maybe not so quickly.
Yeah. Well, and that is GG. So, yeah, I mean, you said it, very fast first game, and yeah, we'll just jump right into the second game of the group. So I will show the bracket again. So you can see we have Tech against Jiraiya. And I'm hosting the second replay here.
Alright, so this should be a PVZ. And we're on an unknown map because of Blizzard and I can't see it.
Yeah, same.
So then it's a mystery map.
Okay. So, let's start this game and see who will face TY2 in the next round and who will face Warpick in the loser brackets.
Oh, double yellow. Okay, gotta turn the colors back.
Yep. Okay, and here we are. So in the bottom left corner in dark blue, we have Jiraiya.
And in the top right in the magenta, we have DM Tech. So it is match point again. I'm wondering if the first map was designated as match point, or for this round maybe.
I would assume so, yeah. Okay, so PVZ this time. So let's see if our Protoss player can have a link tight wall this time. Otherwise, he might face the same defeat as our Terran player last game.
Yeah, no need to die to a bunch of speedlings early. Well, we'll have to see what strategies both players want to go for. So far, it looks like we're just going to have that pylon thrown down, and probe is being sent back to mine, so this tells me it's probably going to be a gateway expand, as opposed to a forge expand.
Yeah, that can be true. Also, but also on a 2-player map, I think you can scout later and still scout in time. Of course, not in time for like a 4-pool or so, but in time for a 9-pool if you are on a 2-player map. So that could be the case, but yeah, the gateway is the option of choice here.
And it looks like we are having another 9-pool speed coming out from our Zerg player. So we're going to have to be defensive with our Zealots here if we want any chance to hold. And I don't think this is a bad choice because, again, like this wall or choke area can be pretty large and hard to hold. So we'll see. He might be able to get a lot done with these lings.
Yeah, but so for anyone who has struggled or who is struggling in the ladder games with having link tight walls, should know the website broodwall.com, which is super great. Definitely check that out. And I've checked broodwall.com for this map's perfect wall, and so far Tech is doing it. So he could just place the forge right here under the gateway, and it will be link tight. Of course, if you close the gap between pylon and gateway.
Nice little mind game coming out from Jiraiya here. Sorry, I was just gonna say he's faking overpool hatch here. He's making Tech think that he's about to take a hatchery when really there's lings on his way. So it's just buying him more time, and Tech's not gonna know. Now he sees the lings and he's gonna be like, "Oh no, yeah, it's 9-pool." So yeah, instantly you see him turn the Zealot around.
Yeah, that's always the question you have to ask yourself. Do you really want to use the probe to maybe delay this expansion, or do you want to be safe and really scout the pool timing just to be safe? Then maybe the Zerg gets the hedge up, but at least you have the confirmation that it's not the Ling Rush. But in this case, he was in the dark for a while longer. But this wall should be safe. I think it's a good wall. 2 Zealots against 6 Zergling could be fine. He has one more building.
Yeah, we do have more lings coming across the map, however. And Link Speed is about to finish up, so we'll have to see if he can sneak some in maybe when the Zealots come out, or... Oh, yeah. See, this is what I thought. I wasn't sure that was tight on the side.
I spoke too soon, I guess. Nice. Okay.
So this game is probably about to end the same way we just saw last game end, with a bunch of lings in the main. Just against Protoss instead of Terran. And I guess that is the end because the replay just ended. No GG or anything, but yeah.
Yeah, well, what can we say? I mean, you could see that even Jiraiya didn't see that this is actually a gap that the links and even a probe can fit through. So not even the Zerg knew about this. But then basically Tech sent a probe through it, and that alerted our Zerg player here that there's actually a gap and he can run through. So Tech actually helped Jiraiya here to get this very quick win. That's pretty funny.
And a bit unfortunate for him too. Well, I guess we see what races OP are easy to play, huh? Zergling just makes some Zerglings and win 2 games, just like that.
Yeah.
So I guess that means we will have ZVZ in the winners match, and then PVT to find out who's eliminated.
Yeah, so one last comment here about the wall. I think the wall that I have in my mind was on this other position, on this left side. There, I think there you place the pylon on the right side and then a gate and a forge. But I guess on this position it was different. So
Yeah.
yeah, and Tech did not know that either, so he is in the loser brackets.
Well,
Okay.
he's still not eliminated. He's got a chance to fight back, fight his way into the final
Yes.
match. And maybe we'll get a rematch between him and Jiraiya.
Okay, so the series from now on are best of 3, if I see this correctly.
Okay, yeah. So first 2 games are best of 1, and then the winners, losers, and final game are all best.
Yeah, that looks to be the case. So the map will be Neosulfate.
All right, pretty standard map these days. Very popular map these days, for sure.
Okay, and here we are. With game 3, with the loser bracket, round 1 between Zabas, aka Warpig, against Tech. So in the top position here on the map, Neosulfate, in magenta we have DM Tech.
And in the bottom right, we have our orange Terran Ash Sabbath, and the replay progress bar is still open on your screen.
I hope my head is big enough to to block the vision on it, but yeah.
Yeah, just got to get some more knowledge, grow that head. Keep working on your Korean, get a bigger head. No.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, let's see if he... I mean, the wall is not that important against the Terran, but he's putting the pylon in the wall position anyway, so this is interesting here.
Yeah, to me this says he's gonna do like a Nat Gate Zealot rush. So he's gonna put a gateway down there, send a couple of Zealots, and just put on some early pressure against the Terran.
Yeah.
Hopefully the Terran makes some kind of Sim City here to micro Marines through. That first supply depot doesn't really suggest he's going to do that, but we'll have to see.
Yeah, that could be dangerous here, but I really hope that Tech doesn't think he's against the Zerg here. But I don't think so. Yeah, there's no gas coming up so far, so probably wants to go into a fast expansion, probably, yeah. And, oh, the Rex pretty far in the open, not touching the CC here, so no option to micro your Marines in between the Rex and the CC. So this could be a really good game for Tech here.
Yeah, Sabbath can definitely still put a second supply depot or something beside this racks to make a Zealotite wall, but he still doesn't know that this is coming, so we'll have to see if he even does something like that. And the probe did get an SCV kill there, so nice little pickup for DM Tech.
Yeah, okay. Tech got his gas right now. First Zealot in production, of course. Pylon is here as well. We'll probably see a second Zealot. Yes, there it is.
All right, and we do see that supply depot coming down beside the barracks now. So he won't necessarily die to this. We'll have to see how the control is. He should have seen that Zealot coming, and he's definitely now going to scout that gateway at the natural, so he should know Zealots are on their way, and hopefully he'll be prepared to handle this.
Yeah, first Marine not out yet. The Zealot is almost in the base. There's a lot of lost mining time lost for Zabas already, I feel, and he lost this one SCVs to the probe, so he already took some damage, so he really needs to defend this very well to not get too far behind in this game. There's another SCV sitting in the mineral line here, not mining.
Alright, first Zealot is in. He's going to pick off that SCV building the factory. Pretty nice, delaying any potential vultures from coming out, slowing this down.
Oh. Okay, nice micro there, but I mean he lost that SCV.
Yeah. And he's got to micro those Marines back. Okay, he's probably going to lose his next SCV building the factory too. And like the longer he's able to delay it, the better it is for tech here. We do have a first Dragoon building for him as well now, so he needs to get that factory finished. Oh, yeah, he lost all those Marines.
I'm not sure if he can continue this game at this point.
Yeah.
The first goon will just be here and there will be maximum one vulture out. Yeah, but not even that. It's just GG.
GG.
Wow.
So are we just speed running through this BSL group or what?
Yeah, definitely. Wow.
Our longest game was what, 4 minutes?
Wow. Yes. Such a short cast so far. Such a short stream and we already finished 3 games. That's crazy. We have a comment by Zabas here in the chat. TR8 high latency games versus tech. Asked admins not to show them. Whatever. Yeah, I mean, I don't think it's a big problem. I mean, sure, it sucks to play with lag, but there's no reason not to show the games on stream, I think. It will just be better next time.
I'm surprised the lag, because isn't Tech from Chile and Sabbath from Argentina? They should be pretty close.
Yeah, that's true. Now that you mention it.
Surprised there was lag. Yeah. Unless one of them isn't actually from there, but at least according to the ladder, that's where they're from. So.
Okay, and I will host the next game between those 2 players. As said already, it is a best of 3 now. So we have another game between Tech and Zabas.
Definitely a chance for him to come back. Will we see a game that goes over 5 minutes in this group? That remains to be seen.
Yeah. Okay, and the game is starting right now.
So I don't know for sure, but I'm assuming it was first map was set and then loser pick. There could have been vetoes down to 3 maps too. Actually, I'm not 100% certain. So either this was one of the maps that didn't get vetoed, or it was Sabbath's pick. In any case, we do have La Mancha here. So
yeah. So in the bottom right of La Mancha, in yellow, we have our Terran only 1 game away from elimination. It is Ash Sabbath.
Right, and in the bottom left, we have our Magenta Protoss, who needs this win to go on to the final match, DM Tech.
Okay, so we'll see if Tex opts for the same aggressive beginning again. I mean, it worked super well for him in the first game, so why would you not do it again? Maybe, okay, maybe because Zabas is playing a lot more carefully this time. Yeah, he's already placing the first depot right next to the CC, so that's already an adaptation.
Yeah, this depot will also help SCV spawn out closer to the minerals. They'll pop out at the bottom right instead of the bottom left. And so he can just get them mining a little bit quicker. And we don't see that forward gate coming out of DM Tech, so I don't think we're going to see as heavy of a commitment to Zealots this game. He still may make 1 or 2 just to put on a little bit of pressure, do some scouting. But we'll see where he wants to go from this. I expect we'll see maybe a little bit longer game here.
Yeah, that could be true. We have some chat here. My Spanish knowledge is limited, but I think Dabeth just asked him if he's not really if he's not from Chile and why is it lagging. He doesn't understand that it's lagging if he's from Chile. So yeah, that's
that kind of
wonder
confused
as
me
well.
Because I mean Chile and Argentina are touching, so they're like right next to each other. So I don't know. But yeah, we'll see. We are getting a gas, so I'm going to expect some kind of a factory expand maybe coming out of Sabbath, or maybe he'll go for something like 2 fact, a little bit more aggressive. And core coming down for DM Tech. Doesn't look like anything out of the ordinary coming out of him.
There are only 2 probes mining in the gas by Tech here. I'm not sure if that was intentional or not, because there was 1 probe sitting next to the gas. Okay, now he's putting the 3rd in.
Maybe some slight optimization he has or something to balance his gas. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe. So,
We'll
but
see.
so far pretty normal goon opening, except that he is producing that first zealot again. So he is trying to do some damage, but he's not committing that much compared to last game. But this time I would predict that Debus is more prepared. He has Rex next to the depot again. Yeah, but it's basically the same so far. First Marine halfway done, Zealot on the way.
Yeah, like you said, it's not going to be as a heavy commit to a pressure. And if there's a few Marines, he may even just turn around or try and get a couple hits, because I think 3 Marines should be able to handle a Zealot with proper micro, no problem.
Yeah, I didn't see the first Marine. Already 2 Marines. Last time he only had 1 Marine just finishing, and now he already has 2 Marines. So this is a much better defense, I would assume. But he's losing that SCV again. Did not pull away, and most importantly, did not send another SCV right away to continue that factory. So the factory delay here is quite big, but it's definitely not enough damage to get us a sub 5 minutes game this time.
Yeah, and with the 4 Marines now, he's going to be pretty safe. I imagine we'll just see him go ahead and throw down the add-on for his factory, yeah, and continue from there. And we do have a command center started in his main, so this is looking a little bit more normal. Meanwhile, on DM Tech's side, we're at 28 supply with no additional tech or nexus yet, so I'm curious what his follow-up is going to be here.
Yeah, so I was not sure about this move out of the 4 Marines against that 1 Zealot and the 1 Goon. He was very confident, but he quickly decided that he cannot win this fight and had to retreat. But now the Protoss units are in his base, they are doing damage, and he's just getting more behind because of this. But okay,
a bit unfortunate,
in the end,
but he just killed both of them, yeah.
Fine, yeah. I think he lost 1 more SCV, but yeah, overall it was fine. I mean, in the end he killed both of the Protoss units, so in the end I guess it evens out.
Yeah. Oh, so we have a fast Citadel coming out here from Tech, DM Tech. So some kind of Dark Templar rush maybe, or yeah. All right.
That is correct. So are we seeing the machine, the eBay, or maybe the mine upgrade? Or the academy? So there are 3 options. He will not rush fast science vessels, but 3 other options for the Terran to get some anti-DT options here. And he is going for that armory and academy. Okay, will that academy and the comset stations be in time? That's the question. I'm not quite sure.
Well, the Templar Archives is just finishing up now, so he still has to build the DT and get it across the map. As long as he builds them right away, I don't think he's going to die to the DTs.
Yeah.
And it's only 1 gateway as well, so there's only going to be 1 DT at a time to deal with anyway. So I think he should be alright. He may take a little bit of damage, but I definitely don't think he'll die. Although these Dragoons are getting a lot of damage done too.
Yeah, also he already produced a lot of Marines here, so usually you don't want to use or to produce so much Marines if you're not going for an early push, but he had to. And he lost
1
a lot
Dragoon
of them.
made it out with 1 health. Oh. Okay, there. Vulture picks it off. Okay, very nice. Always good to get
on the way, and the academy just finished. There's no comset station so far. Okay, now just starting the first comset station in the main base. The T is on the way, and I'm not sure if that's in time. He will definitely take some damage. And then he has 1 scan to kill it. There's another comset building in the natural now, but he really needs to hit that comset right and kill that DD. Otherwise he will take so much damage here.
Well, he's going to be aware of it right now, and that scanner's just about to finish, so I think he's going to be fine. If he scans. Okay, there's a scan.
Sadly, he did not surround this Dark Templar. He could have used his SCVs to maybe block him from getting out, to make sure to get the kill on it, but yeah, the DTs just goes out, so he can do more damage later on, as you can see here. And now, every time you don't kill that SCV, the DT, you need to use another scan. And I mean, the energy is not that much. You need some other detection, I think. So he's adding the engineering bay here.
Oh, we got another interesting follow-up from DM Tech here. He actually just threw down a robo support bay that just finished up, and he's got a shuttle, so we're going to see some kind of Reaver drop follow-up to this DT play now.
Yeah, probably.
Being
Oh,
very aggressive with a different tech.
I just heard a scan. I did not see where it was. Was it on the DT again? He took no further damage, so I don't think so. Probably a scan in the main, maybe?
Yeah, I assume either the gateways or the tech, or maybe he was scanning for like a third base. He did send the vulture over to the third base though. So, okay, DT drop coming up now.
Okay, so there are 2 scans available. No turrets yet. The DT is done. Turret only in the front, but not in the main base. So he has 2 scans to kill this. But if you have a shuttle as a product player, you can just load up the DTs when there's a scan coming, and then that scan will not accomplish a lot. So I'm not sure if 2 scans will be enough here to defend those 2 DTs and the shuttle.
Yeah, you see him not using a scan just yet. He's pulling his tanks closer. He wants to get as much damage on those DTs as possible for his scans, since they're pretty valuable. Oh, he's going to target that armory, and he may actually be able to kill it before that upgrade finishes.
Oh my god. Where's the scan?
Okay, here's a scan. Yeah, he picks it up. At this point, he just really wants to save that upgrade, and I think he's probably going to be able to save it before
Yes.
the DTs can get back in there and kill it, so that's nice for him. First Reaver is out. Is he going to go back and pick that up? Oh, maybe.
Is okay, no shuttle speed researching. But yeah, I mean, Tech is in a very good position. He's ahead over 20 supply. Okay, he has some probes. Okay, now he transfers them. 7 probes sitting in the Nexus. But at least he's building them. And then he has a third base already halfway completed. And I feel like this harassment that he did to the Terran base really paid off so far, because it feels like the Terran is really behind his usual build order or his usual play. It feels like it is.
Well, DM Tech, fitting for his name, has just been throwing all this different tech at him this game, so yeah, we'll see. He has picked up that Reaver now, and he's flying back across. We'll see if he can get anything done with this. He's definitely beat back the Terran, and Terran's having to play a little bit scared here because he really doesn't know exactly what's going on. So.
Yeah, the infamous 2DT 1 Reaver drop. Let's see, there's a Goliath, but 1 Goliath will probably not be enough to kill that shuttle here. Is there a scan? Yeah, there are scans. Okay, and there's also a turret here near the mineral line, but of course not on the top of the factories here. But I mean, he has enough scans. He has 2 scans in the main, even 3 scans in the natural now, so there should be no problem here for him to defend this.
Alright, so yeah, DM Tech seeing that, he just kind of backs out with the shuttle. Doesn't hurt to poke, see if he can get some damage somewhere. Not seeing anything, he's like, okay, I'll just back up. Continue on with his plan here. He's got a third base up and running. He's got an arbiter on the way as well, about halfway complete. So he's been like pretty low on unit count overall for this game, but he's just been, you know, getting all the tech and utilizing that to kind of slow the Terran down so he can get away with this.
Yeah, it's definitely an interesting way to play. Like, he was sitting on 9 goons for a long time, but he had DTs, he had started his Arbiter, he has Shuttle, he has Reaver, he has Observer, so many other things, and just 9 of the base units. But now he actually had his production kick in, and now he has some more units. I mean, he is ahead almost 30 supply. He is on that high ground. I think there's no real problem for him to defeat this Terran army here. He still has the Reaver and the DTs in the shuttle.
Yeah, and he is going to drop those out now. First DT goes down right away, and second DT. The Reaver get a shot off? Okay, it does get one, but he's just got so many Dragoons here coming in for a flank. Like, he should be able to clean up this army without too much problem, and that's going to really set the Terran back. Like, he's not going to be able to push out again for a long time, and DM Tech is going to be able to do whatever he wants. He's going to be able to take a bunch of bases, continue on getting his tech out. Like, another Arbiter, whatever he wants to do, really, he can kind of get away with. And Terran's just kind of struggling back on 2 bases, can't take a third, because DM Tech will be able to instantly punish that or deny it. So I don't know where you go for Terran. It's not looking good for him.
Yeah, I mean, he just lost that fight, and there were no arbiters or speed zealots in this fight. Both of those things will be in the next fight, so it will be even harder. And if we look at the Terran build order here, he did not go for a third base. He did go for 6 factory on 2 base. So this usually indicates you will go for a very strong, almost all-in 2 base push. And we just saw that push getting totally crushed by the Protoss army, so that's really a bad position here for the Terran.
Yeah, we do see sending a bunch of vultures out on the map, maybe throw down some mines, scout for some bases, see if he can get some damage done somewhere, pick off some probes at a base, but he's got to do whatever he can to try and get back in the game, but I think it's just going to be too little too late in this kind of situation. Protoss is up 30 supply, he's got all the tech he wants, and he's even going to start pressuring the front here of the Terran base. Stasis going down on that Vestal and a couple of tanks as well.
Yeah, and there's just nothing left for Zabas here.
Yeah, how could he defend this? I don't think he can. Yeah. He's throwing some mines in behind the Protoss army, but yeah. We're going to see the GG there. Alright.
GG. And that means Zabas is out of the BSL 9. GosuLeague and DM Tech has another shot in the final best of 3 of this group.
And we will go find out who he's playing against. It'll be the loser of TY2 and Jiraiya, who we will find out which one of those two is going to advance further into the tournament here next. And we had a game that was over 5 minutes, so that was cool.
Yeah, and I have to... I'm not even sure how to say this, but I have to tell you a sad thing here, because we have no further game in Group C of the BSL GosuLeague. Yes, yeah, I was wondering as well. It was, yeah, it's crazy, but there's no further game. The series we just saw was actually the loser bracket, and we had in the winners game between that should have been played between Jiraiya and TY2, there was a walkover. Oh. Sadly, I cannot see for who, so that's a bit of a problem here. And then in the final game, so that would be Tech, the winner of the loser game we just saw, against the loser of this winner game that we didn't see, that's also a walkover. So in the end, I have to admit that I don't know how we figure out who actually advanced. I mean, Jiraiya's in the chat, so maybe he can clear us up.
If he's still around, maybe he can say, I might be able to track down the GosuLeague bracket from somebody.
Yeah, there's actually a bracket. Maybe you can contact Hatchet on the BSL Discord. He should be able to send you the spoiler-free challenge bracket.
All right, I'll
or even the normal challenge bracket, to be honest.
Yeah.
I don't want to look at it. Yeah, I mean, we get spoiled if we look at it in the Group D as right below that, then we get spoiled for the results for Group D. So I don't really want to look at the complete bracket here, but maybe in the spoiler-free challenge brackets, maybe it's already updated. I'm not sure, but I don't think so. Okay, so here's the bracket again. So just to wrap up the group, we had TY2 winning his first game against Warpig, aka Zabeth. So he advanced to the winner bracket here, and we saw Jiraiya beat Tech in the second series of this group, and that means TY2 against Jiraiya was in the winner bracket. That game was a walkover. I don't know for who. And then we had the loser bracket, which is Warpick against Tech, and we just saw Tech winning that. So that means Tech would be against the loser of TY2 against Jiraiya, and that was also a walkover. Yeah, so it's really hard to figure that out, but I hope we have some players in the chat telling us the result.
Yeah, I'm trying to track it down as well. So.
Here, I see a comment of Jiraiya. It was a bit earlier, but I apologize to BSL admins for what happens next. Yeah, so that still doesn't tell us what's what was really happening. Sadly, I don't have this info in this text file I have. Just that there were walkovers, but not for who. Yeah, I think we will just try to find it out before we go into Group D, right?
If I can get a response from somebody, we can still talk about it if you want, and when I find out, I can let you know.
Yeah, so what would be possible here? So we had TY2 against Jiraiya in the winner bracket. That was a walkover. So it was either TY2 not there and dropping down to this final match, or it was Jiraiya not being there and dropping down to the loser match. And then there was another walkover here. So I guess the same player who did not play his winner match did also not play his final match here. That would be my assumption here, only an assumption. So that would mean that Tech advances. So we that would be we would know that if that would be the case. But in the end, it's just guessing basically. So
yeah.
Yeah, so if Jiraiya said that he apologizes, I would just assume that he fortified both of his matches. So that would mean TY2 and Tech are advancing from this group. So that's my prediction here. But yeah, I guess since we waited for 5 minutes now and we still have no confirmation about the break. Okay, we have some people trying to send links in the chat. My bot is blocking that. Sorry, I will turn off the bot. 1 second. Okay, the bot is now turned off, so please put your link in the chat
I got
again.
The challenge link right here.
Okay, you got it. Nice.
I'm just loading it up right now, and we can find out. Okay, so according to this, the game 1 and 2 was match point starting map. Winner's match was La Mancha's starting map. Loser's match and advancement match was Neil Silford's starting map. So kind of what we expected there. All right, so it looks like, yes, TY2 got the walkover win over Jiraiya. And DM Tech also got the walkover win over Jiraiya.
Yeah, okay, so that's what I assumed. So yeah. TY2 and so Tech advance. And Jiraiya and Webers, aka Warpick, are out of BSL 9 GosuLeague. So maybe we can get some info from Jiraiya himself why he had to fortify that those games. But that's the case. So TY2 and Tech advancing, Warpick and Jiraiya dropping out. So that wraps up our Group C. And I think we will go over to Group D with that.
There is a quick comment. No TY2 Tech in the final match. So they wouldn't have met in the finals because Tech lost to Jiraiya and TY2 won. So because TY2 advanced against Jiraiya walkover, and then he was already moved on, and then Tech moved into the final match, which would have been against Jiraiya because Jiraiya lost to TY2. So that's why there was no match there.
Yeah, exactly. So Tech plays the loser of the winner bracket, the winner game, but the loser of the winner game is the loser by walkover, and that person also walk over the game against tech. Okay, so let's switch our focus to Group D right here. Yeah, we have a very old school player. I know him because I played in the same team as him back in Brood War in Team Get, going effective together. One of the best Norwegian players. He is playing Protoss here. It is Oystein, and he is playing against Chris Tiger or Chris Tiger. I'm not sure, probably Chris Tiger. It's a Zerg player. I personally don't know who that is or if he has any AKA.
Guess we'll find out.
Yeah,
I can check, but
so
well, according to the
another
BSL
PvZ.
bracket,
Yeah,
his name is BSL 9 Team Mitch or Toron Spider, which kind of actually confuses me because in Chobo League there's a guy named Toron Spider Team Mitch in my group as well. So I don't know if that's right or what.
I guess we'll just see what name he took in the games when we load up the replay.
He's from Chile, if that's the case.
Okay, yeah, let's see. And then we have TTF, another player that I personally I have casted before. I think last season in BSL 8 we have casted some of his games. I think he was also in GosuLeague, if I remember correctly. Very strong S rank Terran. I think he reached S rank before. So yeah, very strong player here. And his opponent will be James U. I'm not sure how to pronounce it, guys.
James, yeah.
James,
strong, yeah. Pretty strong American Zerg. I have seen he's beaten Dragon before, took in a game off him. Anyway, I don't think he would win in a series against Dragon. I played him in a tournament a couple times myself and kind of got killed, but you know, he's definitely pretty strong too. We'll see how he does. And we are having a chat by Hatchet saying he was promoted to GosuLeague. The guy Toron Spider replaced Chris Tiger in GosuLeague, so he got promoted to play there instead.
Okay. Well, that's interesting. Okay, anyways, we'll just load up the first game of this group, which will be Oystein against Chris Tiger. Okay. Yeah, he's using the account Teamage in-game. So yeah, that would be him. Okay, the game is created.
Oh. All right, so on my way. All right, glad we got that sorted out and did find out the results for Group C.
Yeah, that was quite confusing there, but we got it. And Group D, I can already say, does not have so many walkovers. Or
yeah, I was going to say, it's probably going to be a longer group in general because, you know, we had all those games that were like under 5 minutes in Group C, so...
Okay, so the game is loaded, the game is starting right now.
Alright, excited to see what we got here. It is match point again, as this is the first map for the first round. Or the map for the first round.
And here we have our game. So, in the bottom left position of match point, we have our yellow Zerg. I will call him Teamage. I hope that's correct.
Alright. Yeah. Alright, and in the top right we have our teal Protoss. RK, I don't know how to say this, Oystein?
Since he's from Norway, I think they pronounce it a bit similar to German, which is my own mother tongue. So I think it's Oystein. Or Oystein maybe. Oystein. Yeah.
Oystein. Yeah, being Canadian, I don't know that as well, I suppose. Oystein. Okay, I'll go with it.
Probably. That's my assumption here. Okay, so he is going for that usual wall and air, and I think this time. Wait, let me see. No, it's not the perfect one as well, but he's at least doing a better one that was compared
Yeah, I
to
was gonna
Tech,
say
I think.
yeah, we already see a different wall coming out of him than we saw from Tech, where he put the pylon against the minerals. So maybe we'll have a bit longer game, a bit better wall. We'll have to see if Team Mitch, what he does. He's already building that Overlord, so we're not going to see a 9-pool speed this time on this map. So nice little change of pace here from the Zerg player. We'll see where he wants to
Yes.
go from there.
I mean, both Zerg players that we have seen so far in Group C just went speedlings and finished the game. So we have not seen any Zerg going up to 3 bases or any other units than Zerglings. So yeah, we'll see. I think we have a good start for that in this game.
All right, so hatchery going down. It is going to be an 11 hatch, it looks.
Yep.
And Oystein should be well aware of this. He is going to go scout and confirm that that hatchery has been placed down now.
Yeah, and you can see he's adapting to that scouting formation already, because he's not throwing down a gateway or a forge, but he's going right into the nexus, because he can see that there's no pool coming up early, so he's totally safe and he can get that nexus first. Very good.
Yeah, very good reaction, like you said. Definitely like doing this myself. Throw down that nexus if you know there's no pool coming. Just get the mineral income coming a little bit quicker. And yeah, he's going to go ahead and throw down the gateway even before the forge. And we'll have to see when he wants to take that, or how long he's going to delay it for. I mean, we've seen some Protosses, such as like Mini, just delay his forge for after his core and stuff too. So I don't know if he's feeling that brave, but we'll see.
Yeah, so he's sending that probe to the front. We don't see any gas so far, so I assume he's going to get that forge now. Yes,
Yeah.
there it is.
All right, so interesting wall here. It's kind of like there's a hole in the middle here. We'll have to see when it's completed. I think it's going to be like 2, maybe 3 zealots to block that.
I think it's 2 there, but then on the left side of the forge, I think there's
Yeah.
another hole. I'm not sure, but I think so. So I don't think this is the best wall possible either.
But there was last game for sure. But then there's a pylon there now too. I still don't think. I think they can still get through there.
Yeah. Okay, the first 2 Zerglings are out. He's not really planning to get aggressive, it looks like. He's just following this probe. He's not trying to get across the map and maybe hit the Protoss before the cannon is up. And meanwhile, he's getting that 3rd base in the top left. Another gas base we have to mention. So this is an interesting decision on the match point. You have a mineral base here, so you can take this one, but it's very close to your natural. So it's a lot easier to defend. It's just closer, but you don't have that 3rd gas. But if you take this in the upper left, you have that 3rd gas, but it's very far away, so it's a bit harder to defend here.
Yeah. I am wondering if this was just a mistake or something. I was watching in Team Mitch's base here. He had that gas completed for quite a while, but wasn't mining from it. Like, it was done for a good 30 seconds or more before he actually started mining from it. So I don't know if that was trying to play some kind of mind game, maybe just a mistake. But if he's going for some sort of tech or anything, it's definitely going to be delayed because of that. We'll have to see.
Yeah, so far we don't see any. Okay, just now that I say that, we have the lair starting. And
just as the core is finishing.
So. Yeah, the core finishing. We'll probably see a Stargate, I would assume. He has a lot of gas, so he can just get the Stargate and the Citadel.
Alright.
And there we go.
Alright, so pretty standard stuff looks like coming out of our Protoss player here. Meanwhile, Zerg has gone up to that 4th hatch. I imagine we'll just see another one throw down shortly once he has the minerals for it. Probably playing pretty standard himself.
Yeah, so far both players just building up. No player wants to go for anything aggressive here. We have some zealots building, so it's always nice to get some zealots across the map if the Zerg really skips on Zerglings, just to force him to make some more Zerglings and not only drones. So that's usually very important.
Yeah. Especially if you don't scout the lair in time. Like if you lose your scouting probe early and you don't know, sometimes you'll see players send a few zealots across to force those lings or try and get some more scouting information. Because if it is something like the 3-hatch Hydra, your Sarah's not going to be able to scout that in time before you can have to react to it.
Exactly. So moving out with those zealots is always a good idea. Just make sure you don't lose him. But we have a Spire going up here, and the core there is almost done. Should fly across the map immediately to scout the Zerg player. He should not stay and kill some overlords he finds on the way. He should just scout the Zerg immediately, I think.
All right. So when he gets there, he's going to see that the Spire isn't done if he goes into the main anyway. So he should be able to get at least an Overlord kill here. The Corsair is kind of sitting there at the natural though. Okay, he's going to move it around now. We'll get into the main, or no, he's just going to go straight for that Overlord, and he should be able to kill that and get out before any Scourge can chase him down.
Yeah, it's interesting that he's not scouting the main base at all. He's finding another Overlord in the middle, so if he gets both of those Overlords killed, that's very nice now. But he still has not scouted the Spire, so maybe he's just assuming it.
Yeah, that Corsair is going a bit AFK there. A couple Hydras picking it off, but now he's going to send it into the main. He should scout and know exactly what he's up against here. But 2 Overlord kills, very nice. And I do think the Zerg was a little bit delayed because of that late gas mining for him as well. So I would say Protoss definitely in a pretty good position here, feeling pretty comfortable. And he's just going to continue to take up. Actually, we see him throwing down a bunch of cannons. So maybe he thought this was like a heavy Hydra commit or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Or his Templar Archives is a little bit late. Maybe he's just feeling a little unsafe thinking a bunch of Hydras are about to come across the map.
Yeah, I mean, it's interesting. He also, I think he did not scout the top left base, so that can be very dangerous if you have no scout information. But as you say, he's in a fine position because the Zerg delayed his own build a bit, and he also lost 2 Overlords. So yeah, Oystein definitely in a good position here, but he needs to scout a bit more, I think.
Yeah, and chat in the chat, Group C already over. Yeah, C had some walkovers and a lot of games. We're already in Group D. All right, we do have that Zealot push out. Looks like we got 7 Zealots moving out here around 8 minutes with +1.
Yes.
Hydralisk production has started, so I don't think he's going to die to this.
And he is going to the top right, top left. Maybe he scouted it after all and they just did not notice. Or maybe not, okay.
Okay, he's checking for the third base at the mineral only with the Zealots, but seeing it's not there, he's going to turn and go at the top, assuming that it's here, and he will find that third base with 3 hatches and some Hydras and a Sunken.
Yeah, not really a lot you can do there if there's a Sunken and some Hydras in a good position. If you would commit here, the Jones can just drill around here in the mineral line, and the Zealots will never be able to kill all those Hydras and the Sunken. So there's really not a lot he can do there, but it's always important to just go anyways, to at least force the Zerg to make some units, and then just don't lose your Zealots and then go back safely.
All right, we saw Zerg send a Ling into the Protoss Natural just to kind of see what he had there. Should see those 4 Templar up front and a few Zealots. But Oystein, like you said, not committing. He's going to send those back and regroup with his Corsairs and Templar. As Toron or Team Itch here is sending a bunch of Hydralisks across the map to potentially deny some kind of a third base, but there is no third base there as of yet.
Yeah, so what's the plan here for our Zerg players? He just making more Hydras and hoping to win the game with it? Actually, no. He's right now that I say this, he's making some Mutalisks. There's a very big Zealot force, but not a lot of anti-air. But how many? Okay, it's 5 Corsairs. Never mind. That's
5+1
enough
Corsairs as well.
anti-air.
Yeah. Yeah, I think maybe he thought that Protoss was skipping on Corsairs a little bit because he didn't see them, and that's why he's switching to Mutas. Hoping to get some Templar picks with these. It doesn't look like a heavy commit. I only see 4 with 1 more, maybe 1 or 2 more on the way. So definitely, I would say they're going to try and pick off those Templars. And oh, if he had them now, those Templars are really far from the army. He could definitely have picked those off.
Yeah, but I'm not sure if 6 Mutalisks can even kill a single Templar with 5+1 or 6+1 Corsairs now. They will just die so quickly. Maybe you'll get one Templar, but that's it.
Yeah, this attack's actually looking really scary for our Zerg player at the moment. That's a lot of Zealots, a few Templar, and what does he have? He's got a few Lings, 1 Sunken, a couple of Mutas. Like, all the Mutas are going down as well. He's not even fighting with his units. He's just losing this wall for free.
Yeah. He just killed a single Templar that stormed himself. But that's basically it. He has just not enough units. There are so many Zealots and only a few Hydras here for defense. Other Hydras and Lings are coming from the top now, but that's way too late. The damage is already done. The drones are dead. I don't think he can defend this.
Yeah, it feels too little too late. There's still a bunch of Zerglings at the top base that he's not sending as well, but there's just so many Zealots left over here. And there's another one in the middle of the map, like, and one Dragoon. Okay, I thought maybe there'd be some reinforcements on the way. There doesn't look like there is at the moment. He's just focusing so much on this attack, but it looks like it's gonna work. Even if the Zerg cleans this up, it's not. I mean, he's taken a lot of damage already. He's so far behind. You can even see it in the supplies.
Yes, and I mean, he's even killing this hatchery here. Meanwhile, he has his own third base up, so there's really no hope left for our Zerg player, and he's not even defending this attack. The reinforcements are coming, and he has no more units left.
Yeah, I was gonna say, even if he defends this, I think he's pretty far behind. And realizing this, he is gonna tap out. GG. So he will go to the losers match, and our Protoss player will go on to the winners match.
Yeah, so yeah, great game by Oystein. He did get that fast Nexus. He got all the things, and I mean, it really started to go a bit downhill when our Zerg player already delayed his own gas mining for no real reason, so he put himself behind there and he was not really able to come back in this whole game.
All right.
Okay, so first series or first game of the group is always a best of 1. So we will go into the next game, which will be James against who the TTF against our Terran player. So we have a TVZ here. The game is loading right now.
All right. So yeah, from what I know of James, he has been fairly aggressive. We'll have to see. Oh, different names here.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we will just use the names they have in the replay itself. No, never mind. So you can see the names top of the minimap here. That's the names they used in the brackets on the official website of BSL. So if you're wondering what's up with those names, always check over the minimap here. Yeah, so our Terran player in the top right, better known as TTF. Yeah, that's it.
Spamming at 750 APM.
That was a botched introduction. You go ahead.
Sorry. And then in the bottom left are yellow Zerg of some kind. I play Zerg. Would be a Jamesa from the United States, playing Zerg as expected. So we'll have to see. When I played him and have seen a couple of games, he has been a little bit aggressive, or he likes to be active maybe with his units is a better word than necessarily aggressive. I don't know too much about TTF's playstyle, but you said you've played him before.
I think we have casted him in the last season's GosuLeague,
Yeah.
if I remember correctly. I'm not quite sure about his playstyle anymore, but I mean, I remember one Terran who only went one base. I'm not sure if that was him. I don't think so, because I played
No.
him in the ladder myself. He was like right before S rank, and he played a very strong macro game against me. So I think he will do the same here.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to see. I don't know if he's favors mech or bio more, but we'll see. No, I think the player you're thinking of that always went one base, Terran, like 2-fact or 3-fact kind of thing every game was Ziggy.
Yeah, I think so, yes.
I remember that now. Yeah. But we will see. We do have that 12 hatch coming out of our Zerg player. And a little bit of SimCity here in Terran base. We'll have to see if he wants to take that gas. He still hasn't taken that gas, so to me, it looks like he's probably going to go for an expansion build here.
Yes, he has the scouting information. He saw the pool timing. He saw that there was a hatchery going up before the pool, so he's pretty safe with going for that fast command center here.
He is going to get that second depot before his command center. I'm sure if you scout 12 hatch first, you can throw down the command center before your second depot. But he will opt to just go ahead and throw down that second depot, make a marine, and then go ahead and take his command center.
Yeah. Here we go. We'll probably add a bunker later on, I would say. But yeah, the interesting part is the gas mining by our Zerg player already started. So yes, 60 gas. As the Zerg players always, or as a, let's say as a player playing against the Zerg, you always want to see what the Zerg is doing with his first 100 gas. The gas was spent now, and we can see the lair starting in the natural. So as a player, you want to see, okay, he has already 100 gas mines. He should spend it somewhere. If you don't see the lair here, it's probably link speed. So he should really scout the other hatchery, I think.
Yeah, that SCV was going to town on that pool. He did about 400 damage to it. Pretty funny, but he is going to move that now, and he's going to eventually see that that lair has started at the natural here. So he should know he's up against a 2 hatchery build here.
Yes, that's very important scout information, to see that lair timing. Or to see the lair at all. So yeah, he's getting the bunker anyways, getting some additional marines, and is also started gas mining now, so we'll see some additional tech coming up here from probably a factory, I would assume.
Yeah, I assume we'll see that factory throw down right away. And the next thing we kind of want to look for on the Zerg side is this going to be Lurker or is this going to be Mutalisk? And because he hasn't started the den yet, as the lair is finishing, we can assume that it's probably going to be Mutalisks, and a Spire has just been thrown down. So.
Oh, but what is this SCV doing? Was not denied. So this SCV has the perfect scouting formation. Can just scout the Spire right after it has been thrown down. So yeah, very nice scouting so far for TTF. And now he can just
exactly
prepare.
that time. Yep. So I don't expect him to take a ton of damage, or at least expect him to be fully ready for the Mutalisks when they do fly in. He's going to try and pick off this Overlord. Oh, and he does get that. So nice little pickup there for him, just delaying the Zerg even more.
Yeah. I just realized he's not making additional SCVs. Okay, now he started it. But so far, no eBay thrown down, so that's interesting. Will he just go for that, for those Goliaths? I'm not sure. He needs some anti soon. Okay, there's the
Armory has started. And there is a Marine scouting around, checking for a potential third base from Zerg here. He just checked that 6 o'clock base, and now he's going over to the bottom right, just to see if, making sure Zerg isn't doing anything tricky. I mean, we did see in ASL, Zergs take a lot of these weird bases, like the Terran's mineral only on this map, or this base that the Marine is at now.
Yeah.
Doesn't hurt to check around, make sure there's nothing going on there. And we do have that eBay started as well.
Yeah, okay, the Mutalisks are already in production now. I'm not sure about the timing, but if the Zerg flies across the map right away without any waiting time, I'm not sure if he can maybe even hit it before the turrets are done.
Yeah, I think he would be able to. Like the mutas are popping now. Turrets have not started, so he will be able to get a few shots, but I don't think it's going to do game-ending damage.
Well, turret's still not starting in the natural, so if he goes to the natural, there's literally no anti-air here, so no Goliaths even. He just started his first Goliath, and there are 6 Mutalisks coming. There's no anti-air so far. I think if he goes over this natural here, he could deny
Oh
those
no.
turrets and do a lot of damage, but he just went back to kill one vulture, so sadly
Yeah,
not able to take that opportunity.
chasing that vulture did buy him time to get those turrets up. And critically, Zerg doesn't have any sort of sunken, so I guess he did have to kind of chase that back because he has no real defense against the vultures at the moment. He's going to throw down a creep colony now, but these vultures are going to be able to run into the main.
Slightly too late, I would say.
Yeah. And the Mutalisks are forced back again just to deal with this, so he's going to get a few drone kills here. Pretty painful for James out here, for sure.
Yes, and those are speed vultures, so they will get some kills. I think that was 4 drones, maybe 5, so that was a lot of damage. We can see the worker count here, 16 to 31, that's a huge deal. Remember, the Zerg is also still on 2 base, so I think Terran in a wonderful spot here. He just needs to make sure to not die now, I think, and then he's in a very good position to take this game.
Yeah, he is sending an SCV out to see if there's any units outside in the front of his base. He's going to see those Lings and Mutas coming in here. They are going to go for a dive on this bunker. Do we have a pull? Do we have those Goliaths coming up? The bunker is going to go down. That's a nice little pickup there. Is this going to be enough? Goliaths are coming in to help defend. I don't know.
I mean,
Looks like he will hold this off, yeah.
he is focusing the Goliaths, but there are so many turrets. Even if he kills the Goliaths, he can't really finish the game from here, I think. Okay, there are a lot more Zerglings. I did not see those. Maybe now he can actually finish the game.
Okay, he's pulling the SCVs, drilling on those Lings. Very nice drill. Looks like he is going to clean up. Did he kill all those Mutalisks? Where did they go?
Yeah, I mean, they just fly into the turrets the whole time. That was the problem. He could have microed maybe a bit more to the right and fight against the Goliaths here, but he just clicked on the Goliaths and was still in range of all the turrets, so he basically lost all the Mutalisks, and now he has nothing left.
There are more Zerglings coming across the map, but I would say this has been pretty much held, and the worker count's just getting further behind for the Zerg. Maybe these Lings can do some damage, but as it is right now, I'd say Terran is ahead unless these Lings get a lot done.
Yeah, I mean, he's attacking the bunker, killing the bunker here. But what does that accomplish? The bunker is pretty useless right now.
And there's nothing even in the bunker.
Yeah.
And all those Lings are going to go down, so that play, I would say, while it looked scary for a little bit, did not really pay off for the Zerg.
And he's actually rebuilding the bunker. That's funny.
Yeah. He just wants to be extra safe. I mean, I guess he knows that how many units the Zerg has thrown on him, and having opened 2 hatched, he's just assuming, okay, Zerg isn't going to have a lot of drones. I just basically need as much defense as I can. Just survive until I can get a big mech army and then go push across the map and kill him.
Yes. Yeah,
So
meanwhile we can see... Yeah. We see the Vulture scouting all the bases, so he's making sure that there are no hidden bases that he didn't see so far. So yeah, very good here. He knows he's ahead, as you say, and one of the important things to do when you're ahead is making sure that you have all the scouting information and you don't miss a hidden base or so.
Yeah, that's one thing people definitely try and do if they know they're behind, take hidden base. Like, I see it a lot on ladder, particularly playing PvT. I see Terrans take a lot of hidden bases, so I'm scouting for that as much as I can. Same kind of idea here in the CVT. He's just looking around, making sure Zerg isn't trying to get away with some base. And a couple more vultures getting into the main. Oh, he's going to lose a few more drones here. Or at least 1, 2.
2, yeah.
Still
Yep,
good for the Terran
pretty
player.
nice. I mean, he also scouted that our Zerg player here started some additional Mutalisks after losing his initial Mutalist. So everything he's doing gets some scouting information, and he can use that scouting information to just make sure that he's not falling behind in this game, to just secure his advantage, basically. He's getting that additional base. He has a lot of turrets. He has some mines going up, so it's pretty safe, I would say. He
Yeah,
just needs
well,
to
he
release
knows
some
everything.
vulture. Yeah.
Like that vulture run by also told him that like, there was no queen's nest started. We see one started now, but so there's no hive. Doesn't have to worry about anything like guardians or defilers coming out. He just saw the Hydra Den finishing as he got in there with his vultures, so he should know he doesn't have to worry about any potential Hydralisks that early or lurkers at all. So he should be feeling very comfortable in his position.
Yes, he just needs to make sure to not lose some units for free, like these Goliaths here. But apart from that, when he has a big army and maybe some 1 or 2 vessels, then he can surely just push across the map and probably kill the Zerg player here. We see the science facility is done by now. No vessel starting despite having a lot of gas, so he's kind of forgetting about that right now. He should start that very soon.
Oh
But
no,
so
another
far,
couple vultures into
yeah,
the main.
the vultures again.
This just keeps happening.
Yeah,
Like
that's
James just
crazy.
I don't know. He just doesn't have the Sim City to deal with us, I guess, right?
Yeah, yeah, exactly. You should maybe get some like an evolution chamber or so in the spot here to wall off. But he's not doing that, so vultures just stream in all game long.
He is gonna scout that bottom right base with a couple of lings. See all those turrets there as well. And what can he do? I mean, I guess he can sit these mutas between the bases. If he could catch those SCVs transferring, would be a nice pickoff. He's gonna dive on the turrets. Does he have enough for this?
I think he does. I think mutas are pretty strong against turrets in general, but the thing is, he's not. There's nothing else to really kill there except the turret itself. I mean, okay, now some SCVs transferred, so I guess now there's something to kill. But he will never kill those Goliaths, I think.
Yeah, and he took a lot of damage from that as well. And did it really slow the Terran down all that much? I'm not sure. Doesn't seem like it. I mean, he's looking for anything he can. He is taking a 4th base behind this, which is good. He hasn't started the hive yet, even though the Queen's Nest has been done for a little bit now.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he killed like 7 turrets or so. He killed some additional turrets that were just starting again. And he killed some SCV, so overall I would say was a pretty fine attack. But yeah, if you don't really take out the base, I mean, the Terran is just in a good position anyways. But I mean, he has to be careful. If our Zerg player can catch some of the reinforcement Goliaths here off guard, maybe he can isolate the bottom right corner and win a fight.
No.
But now the vessels are here and no splitting, no splitting. Okay, finally.
Nice irradiate, killing a bunch of mutas and injuring a bunch more. He's still on 5 factories, but I imagine we'll see that number ramp out here pretty quickly now that he's got that 3rd base up and running. James, I mean, he's still looking for some kind of damage he can do with these mutas flying around the map, but TTF has done a pretty decent job at holding these back, keeping them at bay, and he is moving out on the map with a group of Goliaths and a vessel now.
Yes, the upgrades are 1-0 for the Goliaths and 0-1 with the armor upgrade for the Mutalisks. And yeah, I mean, I think Mutalisks are actually, even if it sounds weird, actually stronger than Goliaths. If both players just produce their Goliaths and Mutalisks, I think the Mutalisks win in big numbers. But once the vessel joins the Goliaths, then it's basically over for the Mutalisks, because now he has to really split his Mutalisks and eliminate that irradiated muta super quickly, or he's taking so much damage with so many Mutalisks. And now we have some Hydras here, but I think it's just too late.
He even irradiated one single Hydra in the back. I don't know if that
Yeah.
was the best use of the irradiator or not, but he is going to push this army back. And does James have enough? He's still pushing forward. This is a decent number of Goliaths here. He has more reinforcements he could send as well. I'm not sure if he's going to have enough to hold off this Terran attack.
Yeah, the Hydralisk have no upgrades. I mean, he started the air upgrades for the Mutalisk, but now he switches from the Mutalisk away. So, I don't think he has any chance here to win this game anymore. I think TTF can just finish this base now, and then maybe it will be over.
There's a bunch of overlords that were going to the bottom right, but I think that might have been a fake drop. They're all empty. They're turning back now, so TTF did send a bunch of Goliaths down there to try and intercept that. So at least it kept some of those Goliaths back. We are having a little bit of a surround, but the Goliaths are fighting from the high ground here, and they're going to take out all of these Hydralisks.
Yeah, not the best fight to take for our Zerg player. You never want to play to fight from low ground to high ground with ranged units. So that was a small mistake here, and you can see the Goliath army is just way too big, and now it's just killing the space here. And this is the third gas base. If he loses this base, it will be pretty hard, but there are a lot of Hydras coming, so maybe he can defend this, but super position for the Goliaths here.
Yeah, he's got a really nice position here at the top of the ramp, with the Hydras having to come in small numbers. So even if he does clean up these Goliaths, he's trading efficiently with the Hydras here.
Yeah.
So Overlords are flying back now. They tried to do another fake drop into the main, but it doesn't look like TTF was phased by that. And we have another group of Goliaths pushing down in towards the third base, potentially here.
Yeah, not a lot of Goliaths, only 7 here, but I mean, at this point he's so far ahead. I think if he just gathers his units... okay, now we are talking. 6 tanks coming from his natural here. So now, finally that the Mutalisks are down and there's a lot of hydro production, he is switching to those tanks, and I think 6 tanks are not killable by our Zerg player.
Meanwhile, the Terran is taking that 6 o'clock base at the same time here. So he's going to be well prepared, and we get the GG from Jamesa. So TTF takes it down.
Yes. Yeah, and I mean, I think this goes back to the initial Vulture run-bys, I would say. The Mutalist got delayed, or the harassment got delayed. The Mutalist flew towards the Terran, but then they had to turn around because of the Vultures, so that's a big part already. And then the Vultures itself killed some drones as well, so that's 2 big things happening with those Vultures. So I think from that point on, the Terran was in a pretty good position, and of course, after holding this one big, almost all-in attack, it was his game to lose, basically.
Yeah, like I said, Jamesa really didn't have an answer for those Vulture run-bys because he got them in a few different times. No, but he is not eliminated. He just goes down to the loser match. He still has a chance to move on, but TTF, congratulations. We will be moving into the winners match, which I believe we'll be jumping into now.
Yes, I'm creating the game right now. We have TTF against Oystein in the winners match, and from the replays I can see that this is also a best of 1. So basically the winner bracket is all best of 1, and the loser bracket, so also the final game, is a best of 3 here. So both elimination series are best of 3s here.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, I think I remember hearing her. All right. So the winner of this game will go on deeper into the tournament, and the loser will fight in the final match. Let's find out who's who.
Yes. So the game is starting. The map is La Mancha again, and we have TVP for the second time today. We already saw one with the DTs and Reavers and Arbiters and everything. And
yeah, that was quite an interesting game.
It was, yes.
GM Tech showing all the different tech that Protoss can do in an order you don't normally see them in. So
Yeah, and
very
now
cool.
we'll see how Oystein approaches this matchup in the bottom right in purple on this map La Mancha.
And in the top left, in the dark blue or royal blue, or whatever, navy blue, I think they call it actually. Cracks Peck or aka James playing. No, not James. Sorry,
TTF.
TTF. Yes, yes. James is who he just beat.
Yes.
All right.
Okay, so cross position that usually makes for a bit longer games, so I'm excited to see a long macro game here. But I mean, everything can happen.
Yeah, if first series or first group of games is anything to go by, it could end very quickly too. So we'll have to see. We haven't seen too many long macro games, so I would like to see some, but we'll have to see. It looks like we're going to get a wall coming down from our Terran player, which usually means he wants to either hide something like a 2-factory or he wants to just play defensively and safely get up his command center and expansion and go from there.
Yes, meanwhile we have the gateway in the base, no fancy stuff happening, no proxy gate or anything like that. And yeah, we'll see. Usually on cross positions, if the players scout it, they usually go for pretty fast expansions afterwards because the opponent is so far away. But we'll see.
Yep. We are going to have that SCV come out to go scout for the Protoss now, and no scout yet from Protoss' side, which is normally fine at this point. You don't necessarily need to scout too early. A lot of times Protoss won't even send a probe to scout and just scout with like a Zealot or their first Dragoon. So we'll have to see if he wants to do something like that or not. It looks like he's about to throw down that Cybernetics core. Gas is finishing, so everything looking pretty normal on both sides here.
Yes, he's sending a scout out right now. But yeah, delaying his scout a bit means that he has slightly more minerals, and that can usually mean that he wants to go for a fast expansion. So he's just getting that second pylon here now, and after the first goon was built, we'll see what tech choice or what build order choice he's going with. There could be a second gateway, there could also be just robotics or so. But there can be a fast expansion as well. But so far, I have to say, no probes pulled out of gas. So usually when you go for a fast expansion, you usually pull out your workers from gas, so you have that slight bit of additional mineral mining. But he's not doing that, so maybe we don't see a too fast expansion after all.
Yeah, I think it depends what kind of expansion, fast expansion he wants to go for. I know with 21 next to usually pull, but there's some others I think where you can leave it in a little bit longer. We will see. First Dragoon is being produced, so he did not opt for a Zealot like we had seen Tech do in this matchup earlier.
Yes, and it's good that he didn't, because on cross position, once that Zealot arrives at the Terran base, there are usually like enough units out already, or the factory is already done, or yes, additional Marines. It's usually not getting a lot of damage done.
Yeah, exactly. So he's just going to try and chase this SCV out, doesn't want the SCV. We don't see another gateway yet, so we can assume it's probably not a 2-gate unless it's a delayed 2-gate Dragoon build. So we'll see, is he going to throw down a Robo or something, or is he just going to go ahead and take his expansion here in momentarily? And it looks like that probe is going out towards the natural, so probably an expansion coming out from Oystein.
Yeah, that's interesting, because he has already 300 gas, but he's not using it, so it really feels like he should have maybe pulled out some probes out of gas when he wants to go for that expansion. But anyways, yeah, maybe it was a reaction to scouting that his opponent is cross position. That could be the case as well. But anyways, we have both players going for their expansions now, so the game is a bit slower in the beginning. We see the first goon trying to start harassing the bunker to get some additional damage in. Of course, that has two effects. Either the Terran has to spend minerals repairing, and he has to use SCVs to actually do the repairing, so he's losing mining time. So that's always a great thing you can do as a Protoss.
But because this is a factory first expansion, he isn't going to be able to pressure this bunker for too long before that first tank gets out and is able to push it away. As we can see it coming down now, and we'll start attacking that Dragoon.
Yes.
And yes, so he will back up. Looks like he just a little bit, not wanting to let anything maybe sneak past like a scout. Okay, he is going to continue backing up now and just going to retreat home, knowing there's nothing more he can really do and doesn't want to risk losing that Dragoon to a couple of tanks.
Yeah, TTF just going for that siege mode, so no early vulture play here. So really conservative openings here for our two players. Second gate and robotics completing here for Oystein. So far no additional tech. We'll see if he wants to throw down a third base very quickly, or maybe he goes for that citadel. But no, he's going for that support bay.
Yeah, I was going to say, because he only got that second gateway, I think we're actually going to see some Reaver tech coming out here. And that is indeed what we are going to see. Shuttle has been started as well, and the observatory finished at the natural. At the same time as the robo is finishing here in the main.
Yeah, I'm interested if he or whether he goes for that speed. And yeah, right as I say that he's starting his speed upgrade. Wonderful. So yeah, we'll see what he can do. So far, no defense here ready for TTF. But TTF is actually pushing with 3 tanks and some marines. No vultures so far. Those are rallied, of course, after the army. So yeah, this could be dangerous. There are only 4 goons.
Yeah, we'll have to see how the control is. This kind of push can catch Protosses off guard sometimes, for sure. I don't think he's necessarily aware that this is coming yet.
Yes.
So the tanks are already going to be right on top of his Dragoons by the time he knows. He's got actually 2 Zealots building for that Reaver.
I think that's a very bad position here for our Protoss player. He also cut some units. I saw before he started those Zealots, he had no units building for quite some time in the gateways, and now without the scouting formation he could also he had no room to micro really, so he is in a very bad position now. The 3 tanks sieging is natural.
Yeah, he actually lost a first Dragoon before even killing a single unit, and another Dragoon is very critically low. He's going to have to really rely on this Reaver to help clean this up. We'll have to see. He's going to bring it in, maybe for a flank here, or is he just going to send it across the Terran base and potentially give up his natural? Okay, no, he's going to send it back to help defend now.
This is such a hard position to attack into as a Protoss, because you have this cliff that really shields the tanks here. So this
and there's those
Reaver
mines
has
in front
to do
of
a
him.
lot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll have to see. He's going to clear out a couple of those mines, but he's on a time limit, right? Like this Nexus is getting destroyed by these tanks. Does drop that Reaver out, but doesn't get a shot off. Oh no.
But it looks like he maybe is able to defend this.
He cleans one of the tanks up. And the second one, Reaver goes down, but it looks like he will clean up this Terran push. Still, overall, I would say that was quite good for the Terran. We can see he's ahead by 10 workers now. Killed off the Reaver. He denied mining for so long. He's even up in supplies, so looking very good for our Terran player at the moment.
Yes, yeah, he killed a lot, and he also basically made sure that he's not taking damage to that Reaver harassment. So offensive is the best defense, and that was true here. We could see that.
He's thrown up some turrets, having seen that a Reaver was out, expecting that there may be another Reaver follow-up flying in. He's going to throw some turrets around, and these turrets are in position so that he will be able to kill the shuttle if the Reaver does come in.
Meanwhile, we have the third base attempt by Oystein, but there's actually a vulture mine, and I see the one observer's flying across the map or is in the Terran base right now, and the other observer is here in the front. He needs to move that over to the third base location. He has actually over 500 minerals, but he's not using it because he cannot build that nexus.
I'm just going to throw down another pile, and he's going to send that Dragoon Ob now, looks like, to clear that out and finally take his third base.
Yes. Yeah, so he has 5 gateways now. He is actually down in supply against the Terran, which is never a good situation. Where is the third base? I wonder if TTF is going for a third base or if he just is basically going almost all in on 2 bases against this coming third base for the Protoss.
We'll have to see. His +1 is getting close to finishing, but he doesn't have a starport or anything to start +2 yet. Starporter in science facility. All right, shuttle trying to find a way in, but sees those turrets. Not gonna necessarily find a spot to get into the Terran base and do some damage.
Oh, and with that, TTF is just moving out again. He's almost at 10 supply. Actually, ahead 10 supply now. And again, Oystein not making units in his gateway, so he's cutting so many units so often that he's really struggling to keep up in supply, and this could bite him here.
Yeah, I mean, from his position, maybe he's thinking, okay, I need to catch up somehow, like he knows he's behind. So he's like, well, I'm not going to be able to keep up if I can't get bases up, so maybe I got to cut goons to get bases up quicker. But as we can see now, TTF is pushing across, so is he going to be able to hold this push after cutting so many units?
Yeah, that's the question. I mean, it always depends on the shuttle again, I think, but it's only 25 HP for the shuttle, and there are some Marines. If those focus down the shuttle when it flies in, even if he can drop out this Reaver, it will not be a good fight, because if the shuttle dies, there's no ability to pick up the Reaver again, and the tanks will just do short work of that Reaver, so this is really dangerous for our Protoss player.
Yeah, he's going to need a really good engage to deny this. We got mines being laid up to protect these tanks as well. Oh, he may lose a tank for free. No, okay, he does pull that back in time. All right, we're going to have some kind of like a sandwich pincer play here from Protoss to clean up this push. He is getting he has actually passed TTF in the unit count here. There may be a chance still that he can hold this.
The zealot speeds, or the zealot itself, are missing, and also the speed. Is the speed researching? It's very far from finishing, but yeah, maybe he has a good flank here. It's a good concave, one group on the left, one on the bottom, so he maybe can do it. Yeah, it looks actually pretty good. Oh, there are some mines.
Reinforcements. Oh, Reaver's still alive too. He did lose that shuttle.
I think that was the best fight for Oystein.
Yeah. Best he could hope for, and with that, he's actually 20 supply ahead. Kind of overextension here from TTF. I would actually say Oystein's in a decent position now, though he still isn't mining from that third base. He really needs to get that up and going, because TTF himself is landing his third base at as we speak here. So, yeah.
Yeah, I think we have a game again. Who's that attack? Who's that defense? I think he got it. He's getting his arbiter now, or is he? I don't see the tribunal right now, but he has that shuttle at least. Ah, okay, the Templar Archive going up in the natural here, so he will get that arbiter tribunal quite soon. I mean, 3 base against 3 base can be okay. I know usually you say like Protoss should be 1 base ahead of the Terran, but if you want to get your tech out and you want to get your upgrades and so on, you can delay your 4th base for a bit, I think.
Yeah, definitely. But because his tech is so delayed still in this game, it's still all right for Terran. We do have that 20 supply lead though, so I think it's pretty good for our Protoss player. He shouldn't feel like he's about to die or anything at the moment. He still needs to get another base up pretty soon, I would say.
Yes. And now he has another shuttle first, so maybe he can do some damage. He will meet some vultures on the way. Oh, that mine. So
Oh,
close.
that is so close. Yeah. Right.
Vulture only taking 24 damage, 25. Nice. And now he's
Yep.
getting that 4th base. So what other upgrades? Let's look at the big picture here. So upgrades for Protoss are 0-0, and he has one forge spinning. Oh, just started it like 2 seconds ago. So that will take some time until that's done, while our Terran player is already at 1-1 upgrade. So it's 1-1 to 0-0. And he has the double armory in his main base. He's not researching right now, but at least he has them. Just needs to start
Yeah,
it.
they just finished too, so.
Ah,
Yep,
okay, now
I
he
expect to
starts
see
them
them. Yeah.
perfectly. Is
Very
there
soon,
another
yep.
forge coming up? That's the question here. I don't see another forge. So when those 2 upgrades are finishing for the Terran, it will be 2-2 against hopefully 1-1 for the Protoss, maybe only 1-0. So that will be very hard for our Protoss player. He needs to add the 2nd forge soon, I think.
Yeah, Terran has caught up a little bit in supply. Protoss still with that 10 supply lead though. Looks like Terran is going to send a couple SCVs to potentially take another base here at the top right.
Oh, some nice
Oh,
drop in the bottom here. Nice vulture drop, getting a lot of
killing.
kills here.
Yeah. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, like 10 plus probes at least.
Yeah, that's a lot. Yeah, at least 10 probes here, so very good job. Has that dropship at the bottom saved, but yeah, let's see if we can fly that out again. But yeah,
Yeah,
that was
he's
a
gonna
good
try now.
take.
Yep. Very good. Like to see some kind of defense there for Oyston. Yeah, he's gonna throw down a cannon there now. Doesn't want that happening again. You lose too many probes too often, and all of a sudden you find yourself behind. Again. Meanwhile, this Terran army is growing quite strong. There's a lot of tanks sitting here out front. A few vultures, some Goliaths. 2-2 is about halfway done at the moment. He's still sitting only on 6 factories though. Throwing down that 4th base, I'd like to see maybe a couple of more, but we'll see. Is
Oh,
Protoss
that
gonna go in
vessel!
for attack?
Oh, almost killed that
Ooh.
vessel here. That was quite dangerous for TTF. But I mean, oh,
Alright,
he has
he's gonna
so
prep.
many tanks. But there are also a lot of zealots here for Oyster, and it will be very interesting, I have to say. But what are the upgrades? So will he wait for 2-2 or will he attack earlier? That's the question here, because he will max out before that finishes, I think. And yeah, okay, we see him just pushing now.
Oh, we do have a counterattack here from Protoss. There's no real tanks or anything to defend this 3rd base. He is sending his army back now, but Protoss is going to get at least some units across the bridge here. Reaver getting some damage done. 10 kills. 13 kills on the Reaver before it died. Not bad. Alright. He will be able to push Protoss back though.
Yeah, I mean, he bought a lot of time as well. He killed some SCVs, he killed all those buildings, and he bought some additional time. So I checked when Terran actually moved out, he was at 180 or 79 supply. And now he's like, yeah, 10 supply higher. And he can get that high ground maybe? Not really, he doesn't realize the Terran's pushing.
He did send a group of Dragoons out because he scouted that command center, and he puts his own Nexus underneath that as the command center floats away. Meanwhile, we do have a battle here in the middle of the map. Yeah, not one Protoss really wants to take, so he is backing up. He did lose a few units there. He's probably going to be able to pick off this command center too, maybe. Oh, it doesn't look like he's going to try. He's just going to send his Dragoons back out. Terran is meanwhile going to push for this 3 o'clock base. He's setting up a pretty good position against this water tar location, making it hard to flank.
Yes, yeah, I mean, Oystein was just not in the correct position to really flank the army when it was moving out. So now, if you let the Terran get into this nice position, it's very hard. But what you can do is a counter-attack, of course, and he is doing just that with 2 Arbiters. They don't have stasis yet, but okay, 1 stasis is there, and once the army comes back, I think there will be a 2nd stasis even. So that will be interesting. Killing a lot of reinforcements here, very nice attack. But of course, he needs to make sure to not lose that army basically for free. He needs to trade well against the retreating army here of TTF.
Yeah. This is a lot of Protoss spilling into that third base. The Terran's army is just kind of sitting out there. Okay, he's sending it back now, but being forced to lift that command center, pull all his SCVs, he's losing a lot here. Is Protoss going to come back and take this? I don't know. It looks like he will be able to finally clean up this Protoss army with this retreating tanks. Or will he? Protoss backing off very wisely.
If he can get his units out, is perfect. So that was such a successful counterattack. I mean, he lost his base, but he also killed the other base and denied the top right. So in the end, he also killed a lot of reinforcing tanks, so that's nice. But now he runs into the tanks, so maybe he loses them after all.
Looks like he will probably lose that army. And it looks like we have, you know, Terran and both deciding to take top right here. We got Terran with the command center in the natural and Protoss with the Nexus in the main there.
Yeah, and now we have the two stasis. Oh, okay, one stasis available. Did he use one earlier? Well, this game has just become super messy because we have the Protoss army attacking this base next to his own base at the top. Then we have the Terran rallying some units at the bottom.
Yeah, looks like he's going to try and take out that 6. Oof. And I mean, he looks like he's probably going to get it. This game has quickly become chaotic. It's all over the place at the moment. He did kill that command center, but is he going to be able to get this Nexus from Protoss? It looks like probably, yeah.
So,
sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, where does it put us? I mean, the Protoss only has his natural. He's remaking the 3 o'clock, and he's getting the top right. And he's ahead in supply, especially killing those tanks here in the middle. And the Terran has taken a 4th base and retaken his top base. But now there's a Protoss army coming on his side, and he has not a lot of units here.
Yeah, he did kill that 6 o'clock from Protoss, though, so Protoss is barely even mining at the... Terran army is about the same size. He is going to try and deny this 4th base here from Terran, and there's no army to really save this, so he's just going to have to lift up and run again.
Yes.
Looks like Terran's barely mining too, actually. Protoss is going to try, or Terran Story is going to try and attack the Protoss natural. Maybe he doesn't have enough scans, he's running out now, okay. Clean up those units.
Yeah, if he has scans, he can kill this easy.
Yeah, like I want to say this is looking Terran favored, but kind of crazy. If Protoss can stabilize here.
Yeah, all those counterattacks. That's pretty funny. But now I think the only thing TTF needs to do is really regroup. Get all his units together, get his tank force together with his reinforcements, and then he has a better army. He has the 2-2 upgrades by now as well. What about the Protoss? He's on 2-1, okay. So not a big difference. But overall, I think the army for TTF is just stronger. He has a lot of tanks here. Yeah. But he's losing tanks. Yeah.
I was just going to say, he is trying to take out this Nexus here at 3 o'clock, but it looks like Protoss is barely going to save that. 160 HP. He is taking out top left as well, or top right, sorry. He is going to kill that Nexus, it looks like, although a lot of Protoss is spilling in here. If he can kill this army without losing that Nexus, stasis on a few vultures, actually, yeah, I think he will defend this.
Yeah, I think TTF was a bit too greedy here, going for that top right and 3 o'clock at the same time. He split up his army, and now he loses both parts of his army and did not kill a single Nexus in this attack. So now I feel like he almost throws away the game here. So now Protoss is on 2 bases mining, and our Terran player just has 1 single base mining, and that has no defense set up and is getting attacked right now.
Yeah, it felt like you said, TTF was about to be able to close this game out, but now it looks like Protoss is in a good spot. He sent a couple of vultures to try and pick off that Nexus still, but it's not going to go down, I think. Oh, it might actually, unless he comes and kills this 1 vulture. Is that 1 vulture going to get the kill? 50 HP now. Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
Oh, 2 more.
Get it.
2 more. Really? Really? Oh, no way.
Oh, 2 shots. 2 shots.
11 HP Nexus. Unreal. He's probably frustrated. He's like, why won't this Nexus just die? All right.
Yeah.
So, yeah, that was looking good for TTF, but I think this game has kind of switched on its head, and it may be Protoss who's in the lead here now. I think looking good for him. He's got 2 bases mining, and what is that Arbiter doing? Just dying. Okay. Yeah, what can Terran do from here? Looks like he is floating a command center and taking that 4th again there too as well. He's got 2 command centers just hanging out over there.
And he finally kills the Nexus, so that's one thing. On the right side, 2 vultures sneak by, but I mean, he just has no army because he lost, he split his army earlier and lost both parts without really killing anything, so now he's just hoping that the Protoss army is not killing his expansions, but Oystein is not giving him that. He's just moving in, killing those CCs, and there's nothing TTF can do. So he's sitting on this one base, and the lead will just grow for Oystein.
Yeah, he did kill that command center too, so not looking great for Terran player anymore. He does have a decent little army of tanks here that it looks like he may want to try and move out, but I mean Oystein is almost 30 supply ahead at the moment. He should be able to crush that, and he even has 5 arbiters, I believe, on the map.
Yes.
Yeah.
So let me count the stasis here. 1, that's 2, that's 3. And then we have, where are the rest? Okay, there. 5, 7. Okay, that's 8 stasises. He can literally stasis the whole army and just move into the main base of the Terran.
Yeah, he could probably just stasis the whole army twice. Yes. Just kill him. Alright, well, a couple of stasis going down. On the front tanks, not necessarily the best, so it's kind of blocking some of his units from getting on top of the other tanks, but I think he's just got too much. It doesn't really matter here.
Yes. I mean, this was a very good fight for TTF, because the stasis happened pretty late and he was fighting low ground against high ground. Oh, nice EMP, actually killing all the Arbiter energy here, except 1, but it's only on 60.
We have a drop as well in the top right. 1 tank, 1 Goliath, 1 Vulture. Vulture is gonna go down though.
Oh, the tank needs to focus the Nexus.
Yeah, he looks like he will pro kill it, yeah. So nice little pickup there for him. This game has been kind of crazy and all over the place. I don't know if that's gonna be enough. There's so much Protoss on top of his army here. And more stasis. Look at all those arbs. There's like 6 more arbs just sitting here.
Yeah, at some point TTF really needs the Goliaths for the anti-air. Otherwise the Arbiters itself are killing the tanks themselves.
Yeah, Arb army. Get enough arbs, you can start, like 10-shotting tanks or something. Something crazy.
Exactly. We have the +1 attack upgrade for the air. That's not coming.
Yeah. Come on, we need that for the arbs. Alright, we do have our Protoss player taking that 6 o'clock base. Retaking it, so he's going to get that back up and mining, even though he lost that top right. And critically, our Terran is running out of resources. He still doesn't have a 4th base mining. He's going to lift his natural CC and try to retake it again. But I don't think that's going to be very successful for him. There is a Zealot there for Oystein to see exactly when this is happening, and he will probably be able to go over there and crush it by the time the command center gets there.
Yes. And yeah, so TTF is killing some expansions of our Protoss player, but our Protoss player Oystein is doing the same to the Terran, but he's also killing parts of the army every time. So I think this is what really killed TTF here. He just lost too many tanks all over the place when he was doing his attacks, and Oystein just built up his army, built up his Arbiter count the whole game, and didn't really lose a lot the whole time. So in the end, we just see Oystein ahead of almost 50 supply now. And TTF has that 1 base coming up now. So this is basically his last chance of staying in this game. If he loses this base, I think it's over for him.
Yeah, he has a few tanks, a few Goliaths here, but I don't think there's enough to defend this. He really needs to stop this attack from happening and killing this base. And it looks like he's being forced to lift and run away. And denying this position once more is pretty much the end of our Terran player, I would say. He's barely got any money left. It's not looking good. So well played by Oystein, I would have to say. Like he looked down at the beginning of the game, but he brought it back and made it a game.
Yes, well, it was pretty good. And we see
Our
a
longest game so
last
far. Yeah.
attempt here by TTF to kill this base on the right side. But even if he kills it, let's pretend he kills it. At this point, Oystein has 2 more bases and TTF has nothing left. This last base that he has is mined out now, so even if he kills this, it does not really matter at this point.
Yeah. We have the Protoss army coming in, gonna clean up the rest of the Terran army if possible. And it should be possible with all that he has here. Losing
Always a
some
good
stuff to
way.
mines, but it doesn't even matter. Yeah.
Always a good way to clear the mines with your High Templars, just running into the mines to clear them. That's
who needs mine drags with that?
The best fight TTF could have hoped for, like the best, most effective trait he had the whole game, I think, but he just was so far down that it's not enough, and those only 7 remaining goons are able to clear this, and that means it's over.
Yeah. Well, that was a very nice game, kind of back and forth. It looked like Terran had that early on, but Protoss was able to bring it back. So Oystein does advance, first place out of the group.
Yes, so congratulations to Oystein. I mean, I remember him from back in the day. He was always one of the top players in Europe. He was always in the Norwegian national team. He was always showing good games his whole career, and I'm happy to see him back. I think he just recently started playing again, and we can already see the results for him, so that's nice.
Right, so that means TTF goes into the finals match. We'll have to see who is going to be joined by him.
Yes, and that will be decided. But yeah, go ahead.
I was just going to say, will that be Jamesa? And I was trying to remember the other one.
Timic. So
Timic,
it will be a ZVZ.
The guy that replaced him, right? Yes. All right, ZVZ for elimination or final match.
So let me fix the overlay here, and then we will jump right into the game. Timic against Jamesa.
And this one is a best of 3 because it's an elimination match, right?
Exactly. So elimination matches are always best of 3.
Cool. Excited to see what happens here.
Okay, so the game is loaded. The overlay is ready, and with that we will jump into the game here. So by the way, thank you Cadency for hosting here. And yeah, we have the game starting. It is on the left side of Neo Sylphid, our yellow Zerg. I play Zerg, aka James, I will call him.
Yes, and in the bottom right, the other Zerg, BSL9 Timic or Horon Rider, I believe playing as a pink Zerg. So yeah, we'll have to see what happens. The ZVZ can be a pretty fast matchup. You don't see it go long too often, every now and then. But right away, we do see that James's Overlord is going to scout Timic's base first, whereas Timic's Overlord is going in the other direction and will not see James's base first. So maybe a little bit of an advantage there for him early on.
Yes. So the most interesting part is, of course, the pull timings in the very beginning. So usually you can say that in the VZ, if you have a slightly later pull, you're usually in an advantage because you have 1 or 2 more drones, but your Zerglings will still be in time to just defend any aggressive Zerglings from your opponent. But of course also the gas timing and the Mutalisk and so on play a big role, so we'll see. So we have the pool and the gas taken by James here, and we have the same build for Timic, so yeah, will be interesting.
Yeah, both players look like they're going for a 9 pool gas. We'll have to see if one player decides to go for speed first and one player goes for lair, or if they're both going to get speed or lair at the same time. We'll see. But so far, yeah, mirrored situation. So obviously, it doesn't really necessarily favor anyone. It can snowball if you're in a mirrored situation and you get a good first engage, or you just get like a ling advantage or something. But we'll see. 6 lings being made from both players.
Yeah, and you always want to take a look at the gas mining, and it's really super mirrored here. So first 100 gas are mined for both players, and both players starting their circling speed here. So still completely mirrored build here. So will be very interesting. So this will depend a lot on micro and maybe decision making with your army.
Okay, so Jamesa knows that this is the exact same build, but Teamich doesn't yet. So Jamesa saw those lings coming out with his Overlord and sent his lings back to defend while sending 2 on the map. I think he's going to try and like run around the lings coming across the map and go for some kind of a backstab play and kill some drones. But Teamich decided to keep his lings back as well, not fully committing, so he will see these lings coming in here as well for Jamesa.
Yes. Oh, and he actually kills one. So first kill goes to Timich, very little advantage here. But both players are getting their layer basically at the same time. If you look at the progress bar here, it's literally the same.
Yeah. Oh, Jamesa might lose another ling. Okay, no, he will keep that alive for now. Speed is finished now for both players as well.
Oh, we can see a difference here. So Timich is continuing to make Zerglings here, while James got 2 more drones out. So maybe we'll see a Ling attack. Oh, he actually killed another Ling. So 2 Lings advantage for Timich from the initial Lings, and he has some more. And this is open.
No.
Wow.
Yeah. Jamesa was just a little bit, excuse me, out of position there and loses that fight because of it. And now we got 5 lings against 3 running around this main base. More lings coming across the map. This is looking bad for Jamesa. He does lose a drone.
Yeah, and there are more Zerglings coming in, and he only has those few Zerglings. And now he also loses the opportunity to start his Spire, because, okay, he's actually doing it anyways, but he will lose it again, so he has to cancel it again.
Oh, and then it does get denied from those lings.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like our Zerg Teamich will get a little bit of advantage. He's not going to let it go here.
Yes.
Picking off a few more lings.
Oh,
the drones aren't mining.
Spire again. I'm not sure if that's a good decision when you're so far behind in Zerglings. There are more Zerglings coming even, so I don't think he can hold this.
Yeah, I think he feels he needs to get it done knowing it's a mirrored build situation and his opponent's Spire is going to be done, but he loses all of his lings again, so I think James is just going to lose too many drones here and he's not going to be able to recover.
Yes. Yeah, and I mean, the game is already close to being over, and now it is over, so... I mean, it was a completely mirrored build. Timich decided to get a few more Zerglings, while James just decided to get some more drones. And in the end, if you are the player with less Zerglings, it's very important that you have a nice concave at your entrance, but there was just a big gap, and the bigger count of Zerglings from Timich just ran in, and he just won the fight and won the game with that.
Yeah. He said those couple extra Zerglings and James out of position just snowballed the win there for Teamich. That's exactly what we saw. So he is not eliminated because this is a best of 3. Can James bring it back and take a reverse sweep, I suppose you would call it, but take the next 2, or will he be our player eliminated from this group?
Yeah, and we'll find it out in the second game right away. The game is loading right now. The map will be La Mancha. Yeah, so I think the distance between the main bases is a bit longer on this map, if I'm correct. Not 100% sure, but I think so.
Certainly in these positions.
Yes, so here we are with the game 2 of the loser bracket. In the top right of the map La Mancha, in green, we have the winner of the first game, Timich.
And the yellow Zerg in the bottom left, we have Jamesa, who is 1 game away from being eliminated. All right.
Yeah.
Do we see the same builds coming out from these players? Do you want to? I mean, it worked well for Team Mitch last time with mirrored builds, but it was a little bit unfortunate. I mean, James, we saw lost those couple lings and just committed to a couple extra drones and was out of position. Had he been in position, I think that game definitely would have turned out a lot differently.
Yeah.
Because those two drones, extra drones that he had, would eventually, start paying off for him. Had he been able to deny those lings from getting into his base, but as it is, we do have a little bit of advantage, and we are going to see the 9 pool coming down from James at first, but it looks like Team Mitch is not opting for that and has started an Overlord, so we're going to definitely see two different builds here.
Yes, and I mean, on cross position, I think it should favor the player with the later pool, but not if it's too late. If he goes for hatchery first here, that could backfire very quickly.
Yeah, he does have 12 drones now, and he hasn't started pool, so it looks like he is going to go for that hatchery at the night. James is definitely going to have some opportunity here to put on pressure with his speedlings early on. If Team Mitch is able to defend, he should be all right, though. He may have to pull some drones. See, like, there's always the possibility that James sends his lings to the wrong location because he doesn't know at the moment where Team Mitch is. He is scouting with that one overlord in top left, so you can probably assume he's not up there, but he still doesn't know, is he bottom right or is he top right?
Yes, exactly. Also, I've seen some games in ASL, some DVZs where one player went for that one base early pool and then very early Mutalisk build, and that can also kill a two base player because you just have so much mobility with those Mutalisks. You can kill some Zerglings, you can snipe some drones. Even if your opponent has two bases, you can do the damage you need with this Mutalisk and then get your second base a bit later as well. So it's not over if it's only one base against two base. Anyways, we see the Zerglings go in the wrong direction, so this is a good situation for Team Mitch here. He has that double hatchery production here and will probably defend the Zerglings.
Yeah, and if he can defend this pretty well, he will be in a good situation. But going back to what you were saying there as well, two base against one base, it's also giving the two base player has more places to defend as well against Mutalisks, so they have to throw out a bunch of spores, and that's another reason why it's playable, because there's just so much more area he has to actually defend with static defense. But now we do have the lings coming in. We'll see what he can get done. A big drone pull here from Team Mitch, glitching out a lot of those lings.
Yeah, but yeah, I think it's a good fight for Team Mitch with all those drones. I mean, they are not mining, but if he can just hold this for a few more seconds, the two hatchery production will just kick in, and then he will have more Zerglings anyways.
Yeah. And it looks like he is going to be okay here. I don't think he's going to die to these lings. He has more lings, it looks like now, or maybe the same amount. James does have speed, whereas Team Mitch does not. But with the superior ling number, he should still be fine. And these drones as well, so yeah.
Yes.
But we do have the Spire already started for James, so Team Mitch is going to have to figure that out and start getting some static defense to defend against that shortly as well.
And I mean, the attack really didn't work for James, so he just lost his Zerglings now, can get some scout information, but he's not getting any additional kills here. So now he's really forced to do some damage with the Mutalisk, otherwise it will be a very bad position.
Two lings at the natural, killing a bunch of drones. Got two anyway.
Drones. Yeah.
It's nice for him. He is going to throw a sunken up. It's interesting, like James is still making links and sending them across to continue to harass, even though we do have larger production and link speed down now for Team Mitch. So James should need a sunken colony or something to help defend it, and we do see one coming up in his base if Team Mitch decides to counterattack with a bunch of Zerglings. But the Spire is just about to finish here now. So he will be able to start producing those Mutalisks, and we don't have any Evo chamber or colony started for spores as of yet. So this could be very dangerous for him.
I mean, he's going across the map now. There are some Zerglings waiting on the side, but I mean, he has the sunken himself, and he has the two hatchery production, so I think he could be fine here. Let's see how many drones you will lose to that counter attack.
Yeah, James is knowing that the Zerglings are coming across the map, is actually throwing down a second sunken colony, knowing, hey, if I can defend this guy doesn't have any anti-air, I can just go and kill him with mutas after. Oh, and he's actually targeting the pool in T-Mitch's base. He might get that. Zerglings are trying to kill the sunken in James's base. Will it go down? The one sunken does go down. Drones are glitching as best they can.
Oh wow.
He's down to 4 drones. Second sunken does finish. I think he's going to be able to take that down too.
Yes, there's only one Mutalisk. One Mutalisk is just not enough to defend this.
James has 1 drone left, and he can't make another one. He can't lose that drone.
Yeah, that's it, basically.
Oh no, 7 health.
Oh.
Look at this. 3 health. No. Oh, it survives with 3 HP. Are you kidding me? It was 1 hit from not being able to play anymore, but he is going to tap out. GG,
yeah.
Well played.
Wow. Yeah, I think he just he lost too many zealots. So when you are the one with only 1 hatchery production and you continue to throw Zergling after Zergling into your opponent to maybe kill some drones, but in the end you're losing all of those Zerglings and your opponent has 2 hatchery production, he will have a big Zergling counterattack and you just have no units to defend, and even if you have 1 sunken or even a second one, if you only have 1 Mutalisk against 30 Zerglings, that will not end well.
T-Mitch is from Chile. Question in the chat. All right. So he moves on.
Did I
kind of make me glad I didn't have to play him. He is in my Chobo League group, so glad I don't have to play him anymore. He got promoted last minute, so.
Yeah, so that means James is out of the group now, out of this year's or this season's GosuLeague. And yeah, we'll see the final between TTF and T-Mitch.
All right, this will be the last best of 3 for today.
That is correct. Okay, game is loading up. So that will be another TVZ.
All right, first map looks like it's Clayfields here.
Yeah, Clayfields. We have not seen that before so far today.
Yeah. Also in the CPL map pool. It's foreign made map.
And the game is starting.
Right.
Here we are. Okay, in the top left we have our Terran player who did win his first TVZ. It is TTF.
All right, and in the bottom right are Beans, who just won his ZVZs to advance to this match, and a chance to move on is T-Mitch, BSL 9 T-Mitch.
So I think TTF, which Zerg did he beat? I'm not 100% sure. I think it was James, right?
Yes, he played James in the first round.
Yeah, so they did not play so far in this group, so it will be very interesting. Maybe T-Mitch can do a bit better against this Terran.
We'll have to see what they opt to go for here. We are just seeing a depot being thrown down here. Nothing out of the ordinary. I imagine we'll see 12 hatch coming out of Zerg. He has started that Overlord, but it is always possible we see a 12 pool, which I do believe gets your tech up a bit faster if you're going for a 2 hatch play. So.
Yeah. So in the one TVZ we saw from TTF, he went for that mech build for the Goliaths and for the Vulture run-bys, and I think that's what gave him the win in the first match here. So yeah. I'm not sure. Do you know if the games are all played after each other? Or like, is there any waiting time in between the games? Otherwise, I could think of a situation where Teamage just asks James for the replay and maybe prepares. Is that possible? Does anyone know?
Well, I think there's a scheduled play day or set day, but at least I know in GosuLeague there is. But we had like 2 weeks to organize and play matches, so I imagine it's something similar. Like, oh, the play day is here, but you can play a little bit before if you needed to. So maybe they were all played on the same day. I'm not 100% sure, but maybe the players played a couple of the games early too. It's possible.
Yeah, I really wonder if something like that is happening or was already happening in BSL. That would be quite interesting. But yeah, so far we see no big things going on. The only thing we can see is the gas is not taken for TTF, so he's going for that fast expansion again. I think he did the exact same build in his previous TVZ. He did get the second depot before the expansion as well, so exactly the same build here.
And he is sending that one Marine a little bit out on the map. Lord or the drone scout just missing it coming in, and it sends it back.
And Marine
yeah.
not really shooting here.
He was staring at the cliff, daydreaming or something instead of doing his job and killing the drone. So the drone is going to get in, see that the gas is being taken, see that there's expansion. So he will know that this is some kind of a tech build, at least mech or something coming out from TTF here.
Yes. Yeah, and TDF has the scouting information as well, so both players have all the information they need to play their best game here. And yeah, it will be interesting what they decide to do. So Teamage is going for that lair, and there's still that SCV. I'm not sure if he's not seeing it or if he just doesn't care, but he has some Zerglings going out, and he's just not killing that SCV, but the lair is almost finishing, and he will throw down the Spire soon. And the SCV
It's
will
possible, yeah. It's possible that SCV hides under that little part of the mini-map in-game where you just can't see it. Something. Okay, he is aware now the SCV is attacking. So he's going to kill that SCV before it sees the Spire. He may oh, there's a Marine in here too. So he definitely should have seen that Spire and confirmed that this is a 2-hatch muta build. Just like he played against before, so hopefully he will be ready. I'm sure he will be ready to defend against this.
Yeah, this one Marine, he was so angry at the drone getting past him before that he just followed it back to the Zerg base, and he tried to kill it, but he still died before he could achieve that. So, it's a lot of Zerglings spawning. This will be interesting. Is there enough defense? I think it's a pretty good wall here for TTF.
Yeah, very good SimCity, I would agree. He even has that SCV blocking in the way there, and has 4 Marines in it, so I don't think these Lings are going to be able to get too much done.
Yes.
If anything. Oh, are more Lings coming across, so he's going to try maybe a heavy commit, or he's hoping to catch some units that come out on the map, maybe? I don't know. He's still making Zerglings.
He could send some Zerglings on the bottom part below the gas and then behind the minerals without the bunker actually shooting. Yeah, we can see it here. So he can actually flank the bunker if he goes behind the minerals with one group. But it looks like he does not want to commit. Maybe he's hoping for a Terran move out, but that is not really happening. The first Vulture is getting built, so once that's out, it will be a bit easier to defend for our Terran player.
Yeah, and Mutalisks have started, but because he built so many Lings, he's only building 3 mutas at the moment. Yes. That's not going to be able to do too much to him. First turret is coming down as well. First couple of turrets, actually. So he should be fine. Goliath production should start momentarily as well.
Yeah,
and there it is.
I really wonder, why he built so many Zerglings if he's not really committing. Maybe he just thought the SimCity looks so good that he does not want to try. But that's a weird decision to build so many Zerglings without committing, without checking that first, maybe.
Yeah, he still has been hiding a group of them. Our Terran player here does not have many Zerglings out on the map. So if he does get like too committed to moving out, maybe the Zerglings can go for us around with the Mutalisks and pick off the first move out. But otherwise, they just seem too early. I think he was definitely looking for some damage, but seeing the SimCity, realizing he couldn't. Oh, we'll see.
Yeah, and I don't think we'll see a Terran move out anytime soon. He will just build up his unit count first, and so these Zerglings will not accomplish anything so far. And you always have to remember, for a Zerg player, every pair of Zerglings that you build that is not doing anything, that could be one drone mining the whole time. And yeah, it's not the case here for Timage. So his economy is actually not that good here, and I think that puts our Terran in a pretty good place.
Yeah. He's going to have to get something done to slow Terran down or do some kind of damage at some point here, or Terran's economy is eventually just going to roll him over. He's still only on those 2 factories, producing a couple more vultures. He did get a starport up, so maybe he's going to be getting a vessel, rushing for a vessel, like we saw in the previous game.
Yes.
Yeah, he is throwing down that science facility as well. So I guess that's what we're going to see here. Meanwhile, third base is up for our Zerg player now, and he's starting to build some drones there to start saturating it and taking a 4th as well. Interesting. Realizing maybe he's too far behind in economy, thinking, okay, I got to catch up somehow. I'll just take 2 bases.
Yeah, and he is adding a lot more drones now, so stopping his Mutalisk production. Yeah, this could work if the Terran is like over defending and is staying in his base for so long against many drones and 4 bases. Then maybe Timage can get back into this game and actually get a good advantage out of that. But that is TTF's job to scout and to move out then and punish that.
He did send an SCV on the map and scouted that second group of Lings. I don't know if he necessarily knows if it's one, but we do have Mutalisk flying into the main here. Not getting a lot done, but taking a lot of damage, yeah. He killed like 1 or 2 SCVs and took a lot of damage on those mutas.
Yeah, he lost 2 mutas as well, so
Yeah.
not the most successful attack. And now we have the Vulture run by again, and no sunken, no defense here. All those drones that he just built
Vulture
are
at the
dying.
3rd base as well.
Yes.
Oh no. Yeah, he's gonna lose all these drones at the 3rd base. This is a lot of damage.
Oh my god, that's so much damage.
Both our Zergs today have been very light on the defense against, it seems.
Yes.
And like, I mean, TTF has done a good job punishing them for it.
Yeah, I mean, if building 4 vultures is all you have to do to win a game as Terran, that's nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, now that he lost so many drones, those 4 bases will not help him at all. I mean, if you have 4 bases but no drones to saturate them, they will not pay off.
Yeah, definitely. So, I mean, we can even see this. He's at 29 versus 48. He's down 20 workers. I know Zerg works a little bit differently, but he's been so let on workers, and losing even more is just setting him back. And like in Terran, you got to be feeling very comfortable about your position right now. The only thing Zerg has going for him for sure is I don't think Terran still knows about that 4th base. He's going to send a vulture to the top to maybe scout if there's something up there. But as we know, the 4th base is at the bottom here. And another vulture getting in, going to kill one drone.
Oh,
yep.
Wow. Yeah, and we'll see. Will he move out, or is he just satisfied with the economic damage that his vultures did, so that he just will stay in his base and gather a bigger army? That is the question I have. It looks like he wants to go for a 3rd base now, but the Mutalisks are scouting it, and they are denying it, but getting irradiated in the process. No split at all.
Oh no, that's a lot of damage.
Oh my god.
Oh, so much damage to those mutas, and now he's going to be able to pick them off. A couple more vultures tried to get some more damage, but he did have Lings to chase them out this time.
Yeah,
but what can he do? Like, yeah. He's moving out with the Goliaths now too. He lost all his mutas and Lings. Like, I think TTF smells blood. He's like, okay, this guy just lost all his units. I'm gonna move across the map and see if I can kill him. And I mean, that's a pretty heads-up play. I don't think like Timage needs to make a bunch of mutas and buy some time. I think they even have a chance to stop this.
Yeah, so, I mean, he also went +1 armor upgrades for the Mutalisk, so he wants to stay on Mutalisk, and that's not the best start if you lose 7 of your Mutalisks when you plan that. So this will be a super hard defense here for Timage. He also has some overmints and overgas, so I really feel bad for his position here.
Yeah. The Goliaths are in a pretty condensed area, like Bermudas and stuff. They can get sandwiched pretty easily. But he's just losing all the lings. Another irradiate going down. Oh, no split. The Goliaths actually kill the irradiated Meta though. So that helps out the Zerg player a little bit, but I still think it's too little. Like, these Goliaths just killing all the overlords, and he's just gonna leave the game.
Yes. So, yeah, those vultures, man. Those run by vultures, always killing the drones and making this game very easy for our Terrans. Or for this Terran.
Yeah, his vultures have got a lot of work done in all his TVZs today.
And that means E is ahead 1-0 in this best of 3 between Teamage and TTF in this group D. He is only one single game away from advancing to the round of 16 here. And now it's Teamage's job to come back and win 2 games in a row. Yeah, there's a good comment in the chat. Just because you don't see a GG in a game, that doesn't mean he didn't say it, because if the game is played on top versus bottom, if you just press enter and type GG, it will only get sent to allies, so it will not get sent to your opponent. If this replay is from your opponent, then there will be no GG in the replay. So don't think that any player is BM here if they are playing on top versus bottom, which is the case, by the way, in this game at least.
All right. Well, can our Zerg player take a game and force a game 3, or will the Terran be our second player out of this group?
Yeah, we will find out now. The game is loaded. It's starting right now. And this game will be on... what is it? Neosulfate. Is it Neosulfate?
Yep.
Yes, it looks to be Neosulfate. So here we go. On the left side, only one game away from advancing to the round of 16. It is our Terran player, TTF.
Got a bit of chat, oh dude. Or just an oh dude. Alright, and on the right side of the map we have our green Zerg BSL 9 Teamage, who is on the verge of being eliminated. If he loses this game, he will be out of BSL.
Yes. So he just got promoted to GosuLeague from GosuLeague, and now this journey could end very quickly here in this first round of 32 of GosuLeague.
Yeah, we will have to see. I wonder if we'll see some kind of different strategy come out of our Zerg. He is going to go for the extractor trick to get an extra drone out there. Or if we are going to see, them both stick to the same kind of thing. We had the Mech Goliath play coming out of Terran, and the 2-hatch play coming out of our Zerg player.
Yeah, as long as this strategy is working so nicely for TTF, I don't see any reason for him to change anything here.
Yeah, I don't think he needs to change it up, but I wouldn't mind seeing something maybe a little different from Zerg, having lost that game. Or at least, being more on top of maybe the Vulture defense or something. We are going to see that he's sending that drone out to scout. I guess he's checking for a potential BBS or 8 racks in the middle of the map here. Seeing that that's not there, he's going to go and turn to one of the bases.
And we could also see TTF doing something interesting with his scouting SUV. So he sent the scouting SUV out, and then he did not even scout the top position, but he turned around when he was here already, because this is a position where the Overlord would be if he flies towards your main. And as a Zerg player, you always want to fly in the direction of the nearest natural. So if Zerg would be in the top position, he would fly this way, because here he will go to this natural. So by scouting here, he knows, okay, he's not top. So he just turned around and went to that bottom position.
Yeah, nice catch there. So it looks like I did notice he went 13 hatch after his drone trick and barely got that hatchery down. It was like half a second, not even, from the SCV to dying it. But he did get that down unhindered, and he's going to start mining his gas. So this is looking like another 2-hatch play.
And it looks like we see the trademark TTF SCV on pool attack again. Or getting it to half HP again.
Yeah, we'll see if he gets it that far. Well, watch him just kill it. No. Zerg just never knows. And I mean, he sees the lair starting here, so it's. I almost feel like it's a mistake just to let the SCV hang out there. But I suppose he started that lair soon as the pool finished, so there wasn't much he could do to chase the SCV out anyway.
I mean, I enjoy this attitude of TTF. If you can make the Zerg bleed and you want to see Zerg blood here, that's the quickest way you can do that, so good job by him.
Yeah, maybe he throws the Zerg off if they see a bleeding spawning pool, like, oh no, my pool.
Oh, we just saw some more blood. The Marine just killed an Overlord here, and it already has 2 kills, so that must be the scouting drone and an Overlord killed by that single Marine. Good job.
Yeah, not a good start for our Zerg player. If he's hoping to stay in, losing that first or one of your first 2 Overlords. And I mean, Terran saw exactly what the build was. He knew exactly when the lair started. So he should be feeling pretty good about its position right now. It's certainly not over at the moment, but definitely would feel ahead in the Terran position. And he is going to get that SCV back in to confirm that this is, once again, a 2-hatch Spire play.
Yeah, and I mean, he's playing the same build again. It has worked for him in the past. He will just do the same. He has all the scouting information, so even if he... even if the Zerg would do something crazy and different here, he could scout it and just, yeah, basically adapt his build. So he's in a perfectly fine position here. And so far, no reason to change anything. He will get his vultures again, and they will probably kill some drones again.
Yeah, if the game goes on long enough. We do see a creep colony coming up this game from teammate. So
learning here, nice.
Oh, that's good.
Maybe even a bit too early.
Yeah. Well, we do have the armory and E-base being thrown down as well for our Terran player. So he will get his defenses up in time to defend the 2-hatch Mutalisk.
Yes.
Not as many Zerglings, though, I gotta say. Like last game, we saw Team Mitch make a bunch of Zerglings. So he's going to be able to afford more Mutalisks earlier on this time. So maybe he'll be able to do a bit more harass, get some actual damage done with them. And we'll have to see.
Yeah, that is true. He has 5 Mutalisks in production right now, has 200 gas, so maybe, yeah, he can get like 3 more very soon. And so far the turrets are starting, the armory is completed now, so we'll see the first Goliaths very soon. But first we see the first 4 vultures and the vulture speed. So there will be 4 vultures coming, so it will be really interesting to see if the Mutalisks go to the Terran main base, or if they find the vultures and maybe can deny the vultures before they can actually run by and kill some drones again.
Yeah, I would almost like to see something else to help block. I guess he's got those 4 lings, but those 4 vultures could still kill those lings and get into the main.
Yeah, just like one evolution chamber on the right or so, whatever, yeah.
Just something, you know, because we've seen how much damage he can. He's actually going to send these vultures up to try and get around these Mutalisks. Mutas are going to scout the vultures, but they are going to be able to outrun them for now.
Yes, so can he block this? Oh, he's getting something. Do it.
Maybe. Okay, no, yes, no. Okay, he has throw down a hatchery there to get some kind of a block off. So maybe, yeah, he'll actually not let these vultures in this game, which would be good to see from our Zerg player.
I really like the scouting of the Mutalisks. He's fanning them out in all directions across the maps to really make sure that he doesn't miss anything. And I mean, he scouted the vultures in the beginning, now he did not, but now he's scouting them again. So he has all the information. The vultures are not doing a lot, so definitely a better game for a Zerg player this time.
Yeah, and we can even see his drone counts with less Zerglings on the map. He's got a decent group of Mutalisks out. Maybe be able to pick off some of these vultures now. Vultures are just going to keep running around And I guess this is good for Terran, keep the Mutalisks out on the map. You don't have to worry about them, picking off anything in your base. Your turrets are safe. You can build up your Goliath numbers to a pretty substantial amount and move out when you want to.
Yeah, that's true. I mean, it is nice to scout the vultures, but if you just keep following them and they outrun the Mutalisks all the time, in the long run, there is a point where it starts to hurt yourself if you go for fast Mutalisks and then you don't do anything with them.
Yeah, well, exactly, because he went for this 2-hatch Muta, which is normally something that's a little bit more aggressive. And he's done literally nothing with except chase vultures around the map. He may kill one of them just now. No. 5 HP gets away. So, yeah. Looking good for Terran again, I would say.
Yes.
Meanwhile, he is getting another factory and building up that Goliath count. And it looks like he wants to take a third base here pretty soon as well.
Yeah, I mean,
Seems
he
that I
did
got
that
pretty early
in the previous games as well, maybe a bit earlier this time. But overall, same strategy every TVZ here for TTF.
Yeah, it's been working out for him well.
We finally!
Finally, some kills on those vultures and a pretty good group of Mutalisks here. Looks like 11. He's gonna start fanning them out again, looking for that last vulture maybe. He's really scouting with these, like look at this. He's getting full map vision of everything. But I don't know. Okay, don't lose those mutas. Okay, we're good.
So when you have 1,100 minerals and 1,100 gas investment just to basically deny 300 minerals of the Terran, that's questionable. But I mean, in the end, he got all those 4 vultures. Now he has to make sure that this expansion's not going up. All the turrets are already up, but maybe he can send some Zerglings and deny this.
Yeah, what is like he's fanning them out again. I don't know what he just keeps doing this and not doing any damage with these mutas, I guess he's just really worried about another vulture run by.
Yes. And he's getting this 4th base as well. This time he has the drones. He has not lost so many drones. So maybe this time he can actually use the expansions that he is building. So we'll see. But overall, yeah, if you're investing so much into Mutalisks and you're doing literally no damage, that's usually not a good position. But at least he's also not losing them and he is getting upgrades for them. So he can fight them. But another mistake that happened last game was that the first Irradiate did a lot of damage and yeah, basically killed almost like 7 mutas by itself. So if he can stop that and send out that irradiated Mutalisks very soon, maybe he can take a fight against the Goliaths with all those Mutalisks that he's building.
Yeah. Yeah, we do have Irradiate being researched at the moment. It's a little over half done in the first out, banking up some of that energy, so he will be able to get an Irradiate off as soon as that is finished. Are we going to see any kind of commit? We have like more than a full group of Mutalisks now. There is a switch into Hydra production behind this as well. So he's not going to completely commit to that, looks like. So we do have a push out coming from Terran. This isn't a very large push out. There's like 6 Goliaths, 4 Marines that are going towards his 3rd base. Enough does pick up a Muta, which is nice.
Oh, there's no further upgrade going for the Mutalisks. I thought if you... Oh, okay, never mind. He has a lot of Hydras now. But I'm not sure if I like that if they don't have upgrades. Okay, he has the +1 attack upgrade going, so he should wait for that in my opinion. Otherwise, if you have 0/0 Hydra lists, that's not a good position here. You will not be able to do some damage, I think.
Alright, well, SCV is being transferred to that 3rd base of Terran now. He's getting that gas up, so Terran is just, he's so comfortable. Like, he built all these turrets in his main and stuff, but he didn't even need them because the Zerg never pressured at all into the main.
Yeah.
Maybe he's going to do that now. The Mutalisks are flying towards his base. But there's already a vessel out. He's got an energy for 2 Irradiates, just about. Like, Terran, if you're in Terran's spot, you're feeling very comfortable. You didn't die to any early aggression, even though it was an aggressive build opener from the Zerg players. So yeah, I mean, just might as well sit back and macro up if you know you're in a good spot.
Yes. Yeah, so this is pretty much the most passive game we have seen today. Oh, there was a vulture. Got one drone kill, a second one,
2,
and the third one.
3. Yeah, I will say this for CTF, he's done a lot of work in all his games with these vultures, at least in the TVZs.
Yes, but I'm really interested how the first fight will look. I mean, let's look at the supply. I think it's a fine supply for a Zerg player, because Zerg player usually is down in supply, and we see the same here, but it's not super far down, so I think he can do it. He's getting the double upgrades for the Hydralist now. Ah, okay, the second attack upgrade starting very late, I have to say. He had this first upgrade completed for 2 minutes already. But anyways, he's getting them, and I think if he just saturates his 4 bases, he can maybe take a fight. But he needs to deny additional bases. He cannot let the Terran get up any more bases, I think.
Well, Terran is trying to take a 4th base now. His resources were getting up there, and they still kind of are at 1400. He's still only on 3 facts, adding 2 more, finishing up right now. So I think those factors are a little bit later. Could have been definitely sooner, like with the amount of money he has, and could definitely start macroing out some more units. But yeah, I'm with you. I want to see how this first fight goes, because neither player has taken a lot of damage. Like the vultures, okay, got a couple of kills, but nothing like we saw in previous games, right? So
Yes.
and Zerg, we can actually see he's even in supply with the Terran now. So this is actually looking pretty decent for him, I would say, as long as he doesn't take a bad engage. Oh, Queen's on the map as well. Gonna start banking
nice.
that energy for broodling on the tanks.
Yes, the upgrade is researching here. You can see it in the Queen's Nest. This is an energy upgrade, I think. So, yeah, let's see.
Irradiate going down. Okay, he does pull that one mute out nicely. He almost sent that back in. Okay.
Oh man, but all those Mutalisks attacking that one single tank, that looked like it took so long to kill.
Yeah, it really did. And he didn't really deny or... supplies are still pretty even here. TTF is going to scout this couple group of Hydras out here with that Vulture running by to try and get some more drones yet again. That must be so annoying to play against. So I don't know if he's aware of the Queens on the map as of this moment.
I just heard a scan, but I didn't see where it was. Yeah, this is shaping up to be a very nice late game, with both players just not doing anything to do damage to his opponent.
Oh no,
to their opponents.
Oh, okay. Okay, those Hydras did shoot down those mines. I thought they were about to... Okay.
Oh, that was close.
Another. Yeah. All right. Well, 4 base Terran though, that's pretty scary. Granted, this 4th base he did take is a little bit lower on resources. It only has 6 mineral patches, and they are only 1,000 minerals. It's still a very good base, very defendable for Terran.
Yes, and he already he also has his mineral only in the back of his let's say third of his map, so that's very easily to take and not really anything the Zerg can do if he wants to take that. So that is a total of 5 bases for a Terran. That's a lot, I have to say. So I think maybe our Zerg player has to start thinking about taking the top main position. And yeah, he's doing just that, right as I say that he's taking the natural here. I'm not even sure who is forced to act. Like, should the Terran push out so that the Zerg should not get the top 2 bases, or is it the Zerg's you know, time to do some damage and to deny something?
Yeah. It's... I mean, I still think our Terran player is a little low on factories. He's just adding a 7th now. He could definitely be on more. Yeah, because if Zerg gets more than half the map, it could be trouble for Terran, but Terran does trade so efficiently. And we actually see Zerg ahead in supply at the moment, so this is looking really good for him at the moment. Hive just finished up, so we're going to see what he wants to do with that. He hasn't thrown down any additional Hive tech yet.
Oh, we see a little attack here on those 2 tanks and the 1 vessel.
There's a couple of Queens flying in, so he should know about the Queens at them.
But that Brutling on that red tank that was surrounded by 30 Hydras,
Yeah.
not the useful energy to spend. But at
That's
least
alright.
he used the spell, it's nice.
TTF did a favor back and irradiated a Hydra that. Alright. So vultures are coming up, maybe looking for some more drone kills. Throwing some
Yeah,
mines down
maybe
just
waiting
outside that new
for
base.
drones to transfer, maybe? But I don't think there are any drones transferring. Well, this game, what are we even watching, man? Terran is just building up a max supply army and the Zerg is taking the map. It's so funny. Oh, we have an
trying
attack.
to push up this. Yeah. He's losing so much trying to push up against a bunker
He
and a
needs to
tank.
go up. I can't believe he's just running around with the Hydralisk.
He's lost so many Hydras just trying to break that position.
Yeah.
And now the tanks are going to come in and clean this up. No problem.
Ay. So it took him like 30 Hydras to kill one bunker and one tank. Oh, can he get the CC? No, he's repairing. So not the very best attack, but nice, some Brootlings. Good job.
Trying to pick off all those tanks. You don't want to be losing the queens though. Unfortunate.
There was also an EMP on the queens. It's funny.
Not something you'd think of too much in TVZ, things getting EMP. Yeah, that can happen.
Yes.
And now we have a scary Terran army gonna push that new base of Zerg. Zerg's spending is getting up there. It looks like he wants to try a counterattack at this.
All the
low
queens.
Oh no, all the queens are gonna go down. He's gonna lose that base, but is Terran gonna be? I think Terran's gonna be able to defend this base here too.
Yeah, easy.
Like Zerg's army is just too split up in too many different locations, and he's not remaking it well enough. And now it looks like Terran is just gonna roll him. Like,
yes.
That looked like it was going to be a long, close game, but I think Zerg just wasn't macroing or something. Like, how did the supplies change so quickly? They were even, and now he's like 80 supply ahead.
Yeah, because Zerg just wasted so many Hydras against the superior army strengths of TTF. I don't know, he was staying on Hydras for so long, I don't think you can play against the 200 supply Terran with only Hydras. You can see it here.
And he didn't. Yeah. He didn't even do anything with that hive that he got. He had it up for so long, but he didn't get defilers or like ultras or guardians, anything with it, right? So
yes. Upgrades
TTF
were
takes it down.
also 3-2 for the Terran, so yeah, if you have so many tanks and you have 3 upgrades, 3 attack upgrades, 2 armor against the pure Hydra army, that's a very easy win for Terran.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, so congratulations to TTF. He is advancing to the round of 16. And sadly, Timic dropping out in the first round of this season's GosuLeague. So we'll take another look at the bracket here.
Yeah, so let's see who are 4 players that advanced today into the round of 16.
Yes, so in this group C we saw in the beginning, which was probably the shortest group ever. We had TTY winning his first game and then getting a walkover in the winners match, so he advances. And yeah, sadly Jiraiya did not show up to both of his to the winner match and to the final match, so in the end Tech was able to defeat Warpick aka Dwebus in the loser match and then advances by walkover. So TY2 and Tech advancing here in group C. And in group D we had Oystein winning his first and second game, advancing in first place of the group. And then we had TTF who lost the winners match, dropped down to the final match, and we just saw him defeating another Zerg 2-0 and advances with Oystein together. So those are our 4 players advancing from today, and yeah, congratulations to all of them.
Yeah,
anything
very
to
well
say?
done. No, I think you covered most of it there. I believe we're casting next week 2 more groups. I don't know if you want to talk about that.
Yes, for sure. So let me very quickly find something out. So there's another cast on Tuesday and another cast on Thursday. So on Tuesday it will probably be Veer again, but let me confirm that really quickly. I hope I can find it.
That cast will be groups E and F, I believe, which has a couple of players I know. I believe you're playing in Group E, so
Yes.
have your games, as
yes.
well as Striker on my team, NAS, and I think Jaeyoon is actually in Group F. So look out for some pretty high-level players in some of these groups.
Yeah. So I just found out who is casting it. So yeah, Group E, where I am playing, is casted by Models on Tuesday.
In the chat.
Yeah, he's also in the chat right here. So make sure to click his name in the chat and follow him. So Models will cast Group E and F on Tuesday. And then on Thursday, you will see Snipe and myself cast here again on this channel for Group G and H. So yeah, if you want to see more BSL GosuLeague, definitely follow Models and this channel right here, and you will see some more great games.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sounds good.
Yeah, I think we have covered everything there's left for BSL. Remember that the first 4 spots of GosuLeague will earn some points to maybe help you qualify for BSL 10, but we will talk about that in the later stages of the tournament. No need to devote too much time to it right now. Yeah, and I hope I see you guys on the next Thursday.
Yeah, me as well. Thanks to everyone for joining us. It's a lot of fun.
Yeah, thank you guys, and thank you to Snipe for casting here with me.
Anytime. Always good.
Yeah. So, see you guys on Tuesday in Models, on Model stream, and on Thursday on this stream again for more BSL action. And so far, bye-bye.
Bye.